So the first step to correct your status would be, I would create something called a non-taxpayer affidavit, or even something called political status correction. Correct your name for the record. When your name was created on a birth certificate, they think they own this, so you have to learn how to create it in a private trust. The Social Security number is a trust. If you look it up, Social Security Trust Administration. It's a public administration. You have to learn how to create your private administration. So you can start with a church, or even a tribe. You can correct your status with a tribe, a church. It's called the Shahada with Muslims. I'm not sure what it's called with Jewish people, but they all undergo a status change. In the Christian community, it's called being baptized. So your baptismal certificate can be also correct your status, and you can use this to identify in the public. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. Y'all ready? Peace and love. I appreciate it. Let's go. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Y'all, a lot of people came from a lot of different places. I heard we got Texas in the building. We got Jersey in the building. Japan. Wow. Amazing. That's the first time I heard that one. We got Minnesota in the building. Hey, and Adrian Peterson just added me on Instagram. You know, speaking of Minnesota, man. That was major to me. So I said, I'm doing something right. You know. But I appreciate everybody for coming. Y'all look good. I couldn't do this without you, man. But before we get to this tall guy, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, because he been rocking with me for a minute. Cam been rocking with me for a minute. I'm proud of both of these guys, grinding, elevating, doing their thing. I've been seeing you evolve, Equity. I've been seeing you evolve, man. It's a beautiful thing. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know how you came across Don Kilam.
So, well, first of all, let me give you some, you know what I'm saying, gratitude. Many give back, but few liberate. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, appreciate the liberation. So I first began this journey just trying to fix my consumer report. It's not a credit report. It's a consumer report. And I bought something, then I got a Dropbox, and then in a Dropbox, I seen somebody with my same complexion, maybe a little lighter, a little brighter, you know, with gold teeth. So I'm like, man, let me listen to what he's talking about. He talking about 1099 YDs, this and that. I'm like, man, what is this? So just studying, months of studying, I ended up coming across the actual page on Instagram, just like, oh, this is what he look like now. So I'm like, let me invest in myself and contribute. So just learning and learning. That we here now. So now I know how to create trust. I learned that just from studying. I just know how to operate correctly in this system, and you know, like he say, show it love, it'll show you love back. So even though the system or the history of what is going on, we don't want to pay no attention, because like John F. Kennedy said, if we're friends of the United States, we will bear any burden, we'll find any foe at ECT. But just don't look at this system negative, even though, you know, we know what has happened and why where we're at now. So yeah, that's just basically how I figured it out. So my name, the given name is Matthew Mitchell, but I go by Equity. You know, that's who I am today. Remember, ownership is liability, so we don't own anything. We control it and we manage it. So yeah.
That's it.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Cameron. My given name is Cameron Young. You can call me Cam. But how I met Don, I was also looking at my consumer report, and I was just learning a little bit of consumer law, and then I seen Don Kilam on the recommendations, and I tapped him, and I was like, wait a minute, this is way better than what I'm learning right now. And then I scrolling through his YouTube, just listening and listening and listening. And then he said, "Oh, I'm coming to Orlando." And I live in Florida, so I'm like, I'm there. I was the only one who pulled up, but I'm not going to lie, that was like the change. That was like the reset that I needed, you know, to know that it's possible, really. To know that there is a positive, even when you think there's only a negative. And honestly, I wouldn't have my mindset. I wouldn't be able to go on. Well, I would be able to go on, but I wouldn't be able to have this outlook I have on the future if it wasn't for the possibilities and just listening to what he's saying and just being able to think outside the box, doing my own research, looking everything up, going back in time, trying to come at it from an objective point of view, really. But that's just really what brought me to Don.
Tell them how old you are, man.
I'm 21.
21, man. Real estate agent, too. But no, for him, because I asked him a few questions when dealing with real estate, because I started learning the private side with real estate, especially when it comes to businesses. Like my man down here, I want him to talk to y'all because he structures businesses. But I learned ownership means liability. Liability means obligation. I learned that from the real estate aspect. So when I was talking to you, you know, like a mortgage, you don't have to authenticate a mortgage, you know. It's just a contract. But then he started learning the private sector. He learned quick. So it was just amazing, man, to see because a lot of people that I attract are older, you know, going through midlife crisis. And that's just how it be, man. Let them know who you are, Smooth, man, how you found me.
Peace and love, everybody. My name is Jordan Smith, professional athlete. I just signed recently with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Entrepreneur and future philanthropist. I got in touch with Don because I just recently had a son, and when I found out that I was having a son, like something struck in me and my whole mental about everything changed. And I started like doing research about just little stuff. Like I wanted to know everything. I didn't want nothing that I have to do with my child that I don't know about. And the first thing that I was looking about was obviously, you know, birth and, you know, what happens then. You know, after the birth, the first thing that most people do is sign a birth certificate. And I end up looking up and reading what a birth certificate actually is and what it actually stands for. And I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. Like, I was like, bro, what? Like, no, I'm not signing this. Like, I'm not signing this. No, this is not something that I want my child to be a part of. And, you know, just the same thing happened. His Instagram popped up on my referred, and I looked at his page, and he was talking about 1099 and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm pretty much familiar with some of that stuff. Let me see if he knows about, you know, the birth certificate stuff. Because I do see he talks about, you know, baby land deeds and nationality. So all of that kind of ties together. And I booked a Zoom with him, and I think Don told me the reason that he really I clinked to him because I didn't call him asking about me. Like, I didn't ask him not one thing about me. Everything that I asked was about my child, you know, my son. Like, how can I start his life private without having to fix it on the back end? And, I mean, after that, like, our meeting ended up going like 30 minutes over. I only booked him for an hour. We was on for like 90 minutes. And, like, we just clicked after that. And, like, we just started learning from each other. And, you know, that's kind of how I got to Don, was from social media and because my want to know more about, you know, the personal side and more about nationality and things like that.
I want to say he reminded me of like y'all though, because he had his friends on the call with him wanting to learn too, and they taking notes. I'm like, you don't see that a lot. You don't see people coming together, you know, and then just being around them, like y'all's network, your network is your net worth, man. And then like the people that they're connected to is just authentic. Like he makes sure his friends are going to be learning trades. Like every day he's like telling me, did you do that with the trading app and stuff like that, man. So I've been learning about indexes and stuff today, man. You know, this is new to me. There's a private and then there's a public. So you want to know both. You want to know both really. And, my main thing is, cause there's a lot of information. Like if you're part of what I have going with Don Kilam University, it's so much. But just like I was telling him, when things started making sense, because we all know that they say everything is in a trust. The Rockefeller has a trust. But it's always families at that too. It's always families. So remember that you cannot hand down wealth through individuals. It has to be a family. So the trust was not just making sense for me. And then I started looking at it from the business aspect. And that's when I started getting remedy in the public and in the private, just making sure that your name is a business, I made my name an LLC. And when I was learning these things, I was actually going through a court case. And I learned it from like some people in the industry, like back in the day, that there was singers. And they said, make your name an LLC. I didn't understand it at first, but then I learned how to start. Owning nothing and controlling everything. You work for the name. So you got to learn how to make the name work for you. And like with the structure, we were just talking about it, the structure. My main thing with one of the structures is a holding company in one of the 5 charging order protection states. I don't know if everybody's familiar with the 5 charging order protection states, or even if they know what a charging order is. But your name is a sole proprietorship. That's how I look at it, automatically. And that's going to put you in the ownership capacity. You want to add to that?
And so when you say I am this person, that means, and at a sole proprietorship level, that means you're liable for all debts, even your body. So that's why most go to jail. So yeah. So now when you update it and you LLC it, now it's a SPE or SPV, a special purpose entity or a special purpose vehicle. And so now, but there's an alter ego doctrine. So you have to separate that name and yourself. So I'm not Matthew Mitchell. My name is Equity. I manage that entity. And once you start, the debt collector's going to call you. You tell them it's a business. They're going to go crazy. They don't know what to say. Man, what kind of question is that? What are you talking about? I promise you, I will get all the recorders and they stop calling. But however, like I said, God is very present and he's very real. And even though they don't respect him, they acknowledge him through this law. So that's why I say, show whatever you show you love back. And I got it from him. But for real, studying this, you will see that. And now when you make your name an LLC, we live in America. Like he says, everybody's trying to risk their life to get over here because we're part of the 1% and we are bankers. That's the whole thing. We are bankers. That's a secret.
That boy be
But now
studies.
you know. Yeah, you better get that. God, you know what I'm saying? Get that gifted Guardians book and look that over. That's gonna change your life. All this stuff is gonna change your life. All this is ours. Everything is a trust. Everything is a trust, and all we do is make them the beneficiary. And so we're the beneficiary. We make them the trustee. And so when you break it down and look at it like that, it all makes sense. That's why they come sneak and try to steal your car or and the police, they're debt collectors. That's why they want to be undercover. But once you know this law, the real law, not the statutes and codes, they can't mess with you. They can't pull you out the car. They can't fish. And fishing is like they run your tags and, I pulled you over because it's not coming back. Sir, this belongs to a trust. Oh, okay. But even though I'm learning this, we're gonna implement them UCCs because you stopped me from my time, you're gonna have to pay me now, sir. You're a debt collector. Get out of here. Feel what I'm saying? So it's deep. Yeah, set up that fee schedule and you charge them what you want.
Got a question.
You see
What's your
what I'm
question?
saying?
So when he says you have to change to a SPV and you have to use the name equity, what does that mean?
All right. You can go ahead.
So I don't have to use the name Equity. I pick whatever name I want to identify by. So, when somebody calls you, is this Matthew? And what do you say? Yes. No, this isn't Matthew. That's a business. Well, who are you? I'm Equity and I'm the manager. And then they're going to say, well, this is United Auto Credit. Okay, this is United Auto Credit. Who are you? Who am I speaking with? Oh, this is Cindy. Is this Cindy or is this United Auto Credit? Because I want to talk to United Auto Credit. And they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna be like,
and not
what?
the representation.
What?
So are you a mother? So mother's your title, right? So your child addresses you as mother. There any paperwork for that? Yeah. So like if a bill collector call you, you could just say your name's mother. You ain't gotta tell them nothing else. Yeah. Cause when they call me, they be like, Jeffrey. I say I'm looking for him too. He owes me too. Yeah.
Did I answer? Did you gain some understanding? Okay.
And I just want to add to that a little bit. Like, as a unit, we all just have to pay more attention to what we've taught and then how it's being established in the real world. Because when we were taught how to write our name, they told us, like, my name is Jordan. They told me capital J, lowercase O, lowercase R, lowercase D, lowercase A, lowercase N. Everybody right now can pull out y'all IDs. Every number, every letter is capital.
And I want y'all to know, I don't feel comfortable with him even talking about that. So y'all just, he's playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
And that's just small game. That's just common sense. They told you that if you're a person, that when you write your name, you capitalize the first letter and you lowercase the rest of them. Then they give you an ID with your name on it and it's all capital. And then you realize that only all capital letters start with business. Like Apple, big A, big P. Apple ain't got no lowercase letter. Microsoft, no lowercase letters. Tesla, no lowercase letters. So,
can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Do you?
So that license that you got, that's a credit card. That license plate, that's a credit card.
Yeah.
They coming after that social. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why when I said the consumer report, we own this. They're coming after your life. That signature is signed to nature. You give life to this corporation. It's a dead body. You feel what I'm saying? But you give life to it. So like I said, you don't want to work because the Social Security, those people who do work and pay taxes, those are the people who fund all of this for us. That's what makes it free. So
I want you to know, at the top of your family, the family tree, y'all should have an offshore trust in a certain country, We could talk about that later in a private, we can't give away all the sauce. But at the top of the food chain is going to be an offshore trust. An offshore trust. And then underneath that, an offshore LLC before you even get to the charging order protection states. Now, that's stuff y'all have not heard me speak about in the public. But that's the game. An offshore trust and then an offshore LLC. And one of the offshore LLCs could be the Bahamas. That's one of them for you. So write that down, Bahamas LLC. Yeah. I mean, if you look up where the most yacht owners register their yachts, that's going to be in the Cayman Islands. So I mean, there's one place for you, the Cayman Islands.
You just gave them two.
But dog, you do the trust in the Cayman.
Too much game.
Trust in the Cayman.
Too much game.
They still gotta get over there. Don't go over there with no U.S. ID. Don't go in there looking like no citizen. Listen, it's okay to have a ministry. We got a mic too. If y'all want to ask questions, just go to the mic. Yeah, go to the mic. We gotta get this on tape.
yeah.
So I just came back from traveling. I went to Bali for a month in January. Then I went over to February for Japan for a month. Now I'm back. How am I supposed to travel without a driver's license or a passport?
We do use passports. But listen, and when you're in the private, because people have private jets, right? You ever been on a private jet?
No.
Do you think you need, if my pilot know me, do you think I need a passport?
No.
Okay, so that's private right there. Commercial jets in the public. So you kind of want to move accordingly. But I have traveled, but not out the country, but I have traveled with a nationality card, a Choctaw nationality card.
My name is Des, by the way.
But they have world passports. There's different ways. But just figure out how the Amish are moving. The Amish can travel to Mexico and Canada because they fill out something called a Form 4029. IRS Form 4029. If you're the minister, it'd be 4361. You get this stuff approved through the Social Security Exemption Unit. And then the Social Security form that you fill out with that is called a 1458. They're going to want your congregation or the religion you're under. It has to be before 1950, I believe. So Freemasons fall under this. Jehovah Witnesses fall under this. Jehovah Witnesses is a private organization, and they are worth billions.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You want to go to? Sadie, you're supposed to be having your own seminars, man.
We'll be back after a quick break.
There's no such thing to practice law. It's called a bar card or a British accredited registry card. They take an oath to uphold rules to the crown, which is in Britain. So there's no such thing to licensed practice law. If you look up Abraham Lincoln, he was a lawyer. He wasn't an attorney. So attorneys might have to be licensed, but there's no such thing as a licensed lawyer. Again, it's called a British accredited registry. It's part of a membership. It's like a fraternity, like the Freemasons or any other private club or community that you'd be part of, that you have to show your private membership. And this is what they do. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love.
Did you just say IRS Form 4029 for the Amish, 4361 for the minister,
Yeah,
for the
so-
Social Security Exemption Department, and Form 1458 before
Yes.
1950?
So the 4361 is for they use that as well. If that's for the head person, like the minister. The congregation would use the form 4029.
Questions for equity. I heard you mention the Gifted Guardians, one of the Gifted Guardians books. I bought one of his books. I think it's Check Please. Can't remember.
That's the one.
I read that book, and at the end of the book, it all right, maybe I'm speaking too fast. Probably. Too low? Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, okay. So I asked equity about a book from the Gifted Guardians called Check Please. In the back of the book, it advises you to transfer all your bills, all your statements
To a trust. Or unincorporated association.
And but okay, that's fine. But my question is, so who's going to pay the bills?
No, so listen, this is.
I can call the companies and ask them.
So I haven't done this myself, okay?
So now I'm stuck.
And
what's the
because
next step?
we talked about this in Atlanta, because that's what I want to call him. I don't want to say his name, but he was the one who discovered this, okay? So he was, and somebody else a student in Boston. I've only had 2 people success though. I got a bunch of students, only had 2 successes. But they changed the name of the bill into the trust name, and then they was able to deposit that coupon into the trust because it's a remittance coupon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you set that up with the bank.
They
First
did
call
they
the
did it with an
companies.
unincorporated association. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you just work with the bank and
I guess that's what he did.
do
yeah.
it that way.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
So
Yes.
just the
So how it works in my head is like a gift certificate. Like back in the day, how stores used to have gift certificates. You take the gift certificate to the store,
All right. And the bank redeems
and
them.
it goes right to the bank account. They credit the bank account.
Okay, I got
It's
it.
like writing a check.
Yeah. It's like redeeming a coupon at the store.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be your dividend check. Now, me personally, I think you should just pay it and write it off as a business expense.
Okay, that's another way to do it.
Yeah, because it's a tax credit.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
You know, and even I don't know if my man's right here can speak on this because he just opens up businesses, but I know a lot of people have opened up businesses and not actually did anything with them. All right, you can still file startup costs, get a loss, and get a check back for that. You said up to 5K? For how long? You should be able to go back 3 to 5 years. I mean, you can start as many as you want.
All right, so my question is, when you go to start up your business, right, you turn your name into the business. Does it matter if you put anything behind it?
What you mean?
Because, like, okay, so when I started to turn my name into the business, they tell you, like, mine's the one Quincy Mar Fourth and Consulting Limited Liability Company. Does it matter with the consulting liability company behind it, or is it good just because that's
I would just do one with my name.
Just with the
But
name?
I like that you made it consulting though, because that that's a vague area.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or trust administration, business management, things like that. Because if you understand your names, you're already operating in the public with your name as a business. You're a sole trader.
Right, okay.
It's already considered a sole proprietorship automatically
Okay.
by default.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. When y'all were talking about having a bank account, now I opened a trust account and I have all my paperwork done. I did it in October. So I took my my bills to the bank, my bills of exchange, my utility securities to the bank. And they didn't know she's over the bank and she didn't know what to do with them.
Right. It's private banking, man. Like I said, I don't do that.
I've went to the
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't actually do that stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I can speak on this for a little personal. Sometimes, and that's why I talked to Don about the blueprint, because sometimes you have to walk them through it.
Right.
It's been times where, as far as with, I'll just say tax exempt numbers. You can go in there and say, I got my tax exempt. They say, oh, we don't have that. And you say, yes, you do. Type in this code right here. Oh, okay, that worked. Okay, because it's not something that's common. They're not going to teach, because even the person that you would assume that is the head of that bank, it's not.
But
here's the head manager of that bank. So they potentially might.
Here's my thing with that though. That's still public banking though. Private banking is wealth management. So they'll be able to, in the private, they're able to accept different things.
But I've taken my papers over to, the papers you're supposed to get the medallion stamp on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I went and took them to her, and she said, well, why do you want me to do this process? Because she said, I can give the medallion stamp, or she had some other type of bank circular stamp, and I can't remember the name of that one. But anyway, she ended up giving me that stamp instead of medallion, because she said, are you going to be depositing bonds? I said, ma'am, I'm going to be depositing securities and bonds. So I need the medallion stamp. And she didn't want to give me the medallion stamp. Then she got on the computer and act like she was looking up, the Treasury Direct.gov and all that. And I said, why are you doing all that? And so then she ended up giving me this other stamp, and when it got to Treasury Direct, they were acting crazy, like ma'am, you didn't need this. Your account is open. Why did you get this stamp? But I'm trying to get those papers collected so that I can get the medallion, so that I can be able to deposit my securities.
Right.
But so everybody's giving me the runaround.
That's what they're gonna do.
Go to Fidelity.
Fidelity
Bank.
They give you the runaround too.
You got to get you a wealth manager. You got to get you a wealth advisor or a wealth manager.
This is where I get all my information from when it comes to the bills. What I go on sec.gov. Every business out here is set up as a trust, so they have a trust indenture. A trust indenture is the laws that's governing the trust.
Right.
So what I do is I'll sit there and I'll go through the trust indenture and I'll see where we discharge our bills. So I'll scroll down, I went and looked up AT&T last week, and it literally says on there, just send it to the trustee or the paying agent.
It says it right on there.
If you send it to the trustee, he's going to send it to the paying agent. So you might as well just send it to the paying agent.
Yeah, that's because I did that to Bank of America. I instructed them to send it to Mellon, my promissory note and all that, and then they acting silly. So that's what I said I was going to do. I'm going to just send it directly.
And you got to also remember, they're also kind of the middleman as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mellon Bank?
The middleman, the banks.
No, I just want you to know, public banks, like Bank of America, is owned by the government. Yeah. I need y'all to know the public banks are owned by the government. Y'all can Google this. It's on Google. So y'all want to learn private banking.
Credit unions.
You said a credit union?
Credit unions are private banks. And they're funded by the members, but that's who you want to mess with.
5-star,
Navy Federal,
Truist, Navy Federal,
digital credit union or something like that. DCU.
Fidelity.
What's up, Don?
Fidelity.
What's up?
Is it okay if I speak to this young lady right here?
Man, do what you do.
Okay, so a lot of what's happening, people are not really going to talk about, but I heard you say it. This is really a spiritual journey. So everything that we've done, like, I have seen the beast, period, point blank, and I had to make a decision. Was I going to let this consume my energy, or was I going to take it to a spiritual place? I have yet to have any problems, after I met Don, let me say that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your teachings were the icing on the cake for our journey. I appreciate you.
Ashe.
I don't play when I type up these documents. You're not finna to tell me what I can't do, okay? In the same way you are with your spiritual practices, put it in your work. When you get up every day, wherever you're gonna go with your documents, you make it known, this is getting done today. I can't even tell you how many things we did in less than 90 days because it was almost like he had just a missing key. And I was like, are you kidding? Because if you got the energy, it's cool. If you got the knowledge, it's cool. But if one of those things are out of whack, if your spirituality isn't there, if your confidence isn't there, if your knowledge isn't there, it's not going to work. So you have to go in there like, I'm getting this done, period. You have to know why you're doing it. You have to enter and understand what you're doing. And you really can carve out your own path. I got a win that I didn't tell you about, and I don't know if I can, but I put myself in a different position. I had been fighting with some people on paper, and I put myself in a different position with Dom, and I sent them a letter telling them what they were going to do, okay, because of what you did not do, and this is what I'm going to do. And you got 10 days to do it. If you don't, you know what I'm going to have to do, okay? Guess what? They sent exactly what I asked for back, via certified mail, just like I said. And now I'm going to ask them for a statement of account. I'm going to tell them to give it to me because I ain't finna play with nobody. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
I say. I appreciate that. We got to win. Hey, you either love me or hate me, man. I hope that's evident, man. Hey, you be putting in work, though. You know what I mean? You be putting in work. With me, you gotta be patient. I'm just one man. I'm just one man. You gotta be patient with me sometimes. I try. If you must be sounding it out.
My name's Matthew. I came from Minnesota with my brother. We've been traveling for about 3 days to get down here. And
wow.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
It's good to actually meet some equitable people. But I like what you said. You're good. I can tell you got a strong spirit. So I was going to ask you, what is the difference between a secured party creditor and a creditor in fact?
That's a good question. I don't even use the word creditor in fact, but I like that question. To me, and like I said, secure party creditor might mean something to the other people, just know that. But to me, a secure party creditor at first is having your family in store. So I want to start there because you can't hand down wealth. But knowing that you are the creditor, like when you find these things, so like he knows he's the creditor, so he's finding who he need to talk to. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with anybody in the public, you're switching spots with them. They're it's like a bait and switch. But ignorance of the law is no excuse. So I don't feel like anybody's doing anything wrong. Like that's how you have to look at it. Yeah. But like say I go get a car, I'm gonna make payments on it. The car lot gets paid. And now you owe the bank. But how did the car lot get paid? So it's that trust, that Social Security trust that pays for the car.
The public charitable trust?
Yes. So, but it was actually you. But if you would have created your own security agreements and maybe your own promissory note, you did it correctly in a private, then you would have been a secure party creditor.
So your signature creates...
Yes. The sign of nature, like he stated. The sign of nature.
Yeah, your name is money.
Yes. Yeah. And another way, like a lot of people be giving me, saying, I get a car from Don Kilam, is because I tell them to go in there, and when they ask you for a down payment for a car, you ask them, what does the bank want me to put down? The bank wants your signature. They don't need any money. The money stays at the car lot. So I just want everybody to know that. Okay. Don't be scared of your credit score either. Because if you get denied, then you can get a letter of reconsideration, fill out something called a certified financial statement. You get your financial statement certified by an accountant. If that makes sense to everybody. Because a credit score is not certified information. That makes sense to everybody? Did y'all get that?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so if you get denied for credit, like y'all can go on Fiverr. Y'all know what Fiverr.com is? Everybody know what Fiverr.com is? Y'all can get grants on there too. But you can get a bookkeeper or an accountant on there and get stuff certified. You can get some bank accounts certified, bank statements certified. You can create your own credit report. Certified financial statements. It's not certified information. There's no such thing as there's only one credit bureau in America. Everybody's aware of that, correct? One credit bureau, that's the CFPB. Those are credit agencies. They're not credit bureaus. Credit agencies. And all they do is acquire public information. You can pump information about yourself in the public. Girl,
Because you think that name is you?
I just told you Fiverr. Can you get a website made? Hey, my boy can create a business right here. Can you hand out lines of credit if you own a business? To yourself? You can hand out shares. Tesla got rich off shares.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Mark, man.
What's up, Mark?
I just recently purchased a car 2 months ago. So I bought it from D-Land Toyota. So I signed the contract and everything, but they didn't get it sold into the bank. So now it's 2 months later, they threatened me to take the car back, or they're going to basically come tow it from my house and everything. So I'm just trying to figure out.
They got it already?
Nah, I still got it.
You better scratch the VIN numbers, man.
But do they still get paid even if they didn't sell it to the bank?
Man, I'm not sure. That's a crazy situation.
Okay, but I don't think they would have gave it to you if they didn't get paid.
Right. Okay. Why do you have it?
They let me walk off, I guess.
So why, are you making payments on it?
Huh? No, I ain't making payments to no.
I got a question. Did you
dispute that
sign your
answer.
nature?
I got the contract.
Did you sign it?
Yeah, I signed it.
That's your car.
That's your car. Yeah.
That's your car.
That's your car.
Let
You
me
can
clear some
dispute
things
it.
up.
Yeah.
Dispute it?
You can dispute it. Is it still in your credit report?
Nah, it's not.
It didn't hit your credit report?
No, it didn't.
Then they didn't get paid.
Then they're just bluffing. They you have them in a hole. No, they put themselves
Yeah,
in a hole with you.
that sounds
Now they're
crazy.
trying to make you seem like you're in the wrong. No, they
Yeah,
messed
right.
up. Because if the bank didn't verify you, then
And
they
they
should
gave him
have
the
let
car.
you sign your nature.
That's a different
and get the car.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good situation, though.
It's a good
I don't think that's a bad
situation,
situation you in. You know what I mean? Give my info. We'll talk.
All right.
We'll
Yeah,
talk.
that's-
Yeah. We'll
You
put
might
that
have got
on
a free whip.
Yeah. Hey, you need to make it private property ASAP, though. You need to make it private property for sure.
Hey, Don. My name is Marcelo. I'm here from Orlando. I had a question. It's kind of similar to the gentleman before me. I just bought a car from a used lot like 2 months ago. Gave a down payment, now knowing the fact I shouldn't have done that, but I was able to, I got a Navy Federal account, so I got them to fund the loan. They gave me a check, I took it to the dealer, and then I got the title, and so the bank sent me a letter saying they want the title, but I got the physical title. So, I mean, at this point...
You said the bank sent you the title?
Your car.
So the dealer...
That's your car.
That's what I'm saying. So the dealer...
That's your car. You got the title and
I'm
the
saying,
keys
like, how much,
and the car?
How much power
What more do you
I have?
want?
God is good.
So,
Hey, God is good.
All the time.
So,
All praise to the Most High.
huh?
Y'all are getting tired.
No, it's my name on the title. Yeah, so like, I know they want the title, but...
Yeah, so listen, so I will say, when I first came in helping the public, that happened to a similar situation in Tennessee. Yeah. And the dealer, they filed the paperwork. They filed paperwork, though. And they sent the title to the lady's house. And she was like, what do I do, Don? And I said, she was like, the dealership is telling me to bring the title in. I said, that's your car.
Yeah. So at this point, can they come after me at all?
I mean, you have the title, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That shows ownership.
Possession is 9
call the
tenths of the law.
police. I'm calling the cops. They take my car and I got the title. All right. There ain't no lien holder on there, nothing?
Right.
Yeah, it's all, yeah, you good. That's your car. Yeah.
No.
Hey, I would create a business and sell it to the business, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I
Thank
would
you.
do.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Put it in a trust.
I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only.
And I want to just add something to that because I've literally had the same situation happen to me. What we have to realize is, like I said this last night, if you don't know the rules, you can't know if you're breaking them or if somebody's being unlawful to you. So if you don't know the law, how can you tell me that you're following the law or you're breaking it? Or I am or I'm not, because you don't know it at all. So we don't know this, but they mess up. The dealerships mess up, the banks mess up, because it's regular people just like me and you that work the jobs that they want these people to do. So
I asked them to give me the title whenever they have to do the DMV thing, send it off, and then I said, well, when you don't get that title back, don't send it to the bank. I'm going to pick it up. Just call me when you get the title.
right.
Smart.
And you were dealing with another human being, and he was like, fine, okay, I'm sending this address. He's just doing his job, you know what I'm saying? But that was their mess up. You got the title, that's your car.
She still has her car. That was like 2018. I hope somebody.
Literally all they can do at this point is call hassle and make you seem like that something's going to happen that is not. Until they come get that car, then you say, okay, let me do something about it. Until that, as long as it's still in your driveway, keep living your life the way you living, bro. You got the title, you got the keys, you got insurance on it, you got a plate. You're not breaking no laws.
Yeah, when they
don't
come
park
try
in
to
front
pick
of
it
the
up,
house.
just show them that.
I like the way you think. I like the way you think, man.
Question. On Open House, the book that I got one in 20 of your books actually, but in Open House, I followed the script. I guess it's a small scenario, but anyway, I have a lender, well, two lenders, to be specific, and I thought about what you said online. So I actually typed up the whole script for Open House, to try to own your home and stuff like that, or be rent free. And I submitted it to my first bank, and I also submitted it to the second bank. Within 8 days, they sent me a response back. I'm actually stumped in this position. And then when I refinanced the house, I said, well, if based on what you were saying, and I caught the in-between, I ended up writing a letter twice to both of the lenders. The other lender sent me back the balance of the old house when it actually transferred over to the new bank. I can be specific if you want, but I wrote both of them letters. One bank is Navy. They didn't respond back, but the second bank, they sent back the information, but they said that they were trying to blow me off in so many ways. So I'm stumped and stuck
And
right
that's
there.
going to happen. First of all, they got to send it back certified mail. I wouldn't even open it up. I send it back when they send the responses. Secondly, is your name a business? Because you want to go from that route. It's a whole process. And then third, hold on, it's a tax. You have to assess the tax with a 1041 and a 1066.
All right, my name is not a business, but a year ago I already put my name is a trust fund, so I do have all that other stuff set up in all the accounts. So I'm just stuck in that one position.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big process when doing with mortgages. The reason why I created Open House was because I was fighting an eviction.
Okay.
To be honest, I moved these two little girls in. They didn't want to pay rent. I was like, y'all gonna learn this then. They extended the lease.
All right. So is there any way, I may need some assistance from somebody if possible. I don't mind paying.
But yeah, I have the, like on Don Kilam University, I got the whole process on there on how to handle a mortgage, how to dispute a mortgage or a foreclosure.
I think she was talking about it. I sort of caught it.
Tap in.
We need to get her a chair.
I know, she didn't want to come up here.
Everybody,
a
hey Don,
spokesperson for real,
I am
though.
not tooting this man's horn. First and foremost, you have to know where you're going, or you have to have some sense of direction of why you here in the first place, because this is very advanced information. And you have to walk it out. You can't be, excuse my language, half-assing it. You cannot, because this is not that type of party. But if you know what you're looking for, if you found the direction that works best for you, and you know how important a foundation is, and you execute that, every single question that you're asking is on his website in the university, and I was blown away at how little he asks for that information. Every single thing, I'm not even gonna tell you what's going on with me anyway, but every single thing that we needed, it was a thought. It didn't come out of my mouth. I look on the website, it's there. I'm going through videos over and over again. Oh, I get it, it's there. Because you have to take the corresponding action to know how it all works together. So if you're here just, please don't try to pay this man to get something done really, really quick. You gotta be on your own shit first. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're gonna be trying to bomb the event again if you're gonna still be waiting on me, man. Hey, so I do want to say this. And Cam, if you want to say anything, because this is your field, but when it comes to mortgages, like, y'all have to understand this. Forget the consumer law stuff, man. They have to follow GAAP. Can somebody Google that for me and see what the GAAP means? They have an account. There's accounting laws. So that's how we dispute it. And nothing they give you is certified information. Nothing's certified. You can't take it at face value if it's not certified. You have the right to face your accuser in America. So if somebody says I owe them, and then when it comes to mortgages, they'll sell your mortgage quick. You know, if it's your debt, then how come you didn't get to be there when they sold it? It's not yours then. If you ain't got no say over it, it's not yours. That's how I look at it. That's exactly what I tell them. Like, who said, what you mean? But the Form 1066, that's like, I hear everybody talk about 1099 OIDs. I want y'all to look at 1099 INTs. That's what I want y'all to look at. 1099 INT. When y'all go to the store, they say debit or credit, right? So what is a debit?
Debt.
So they're taking it away, huh? And when you take something away, you can go to the ATM and run as debit and get some cash. So that shows you right there, cash is a debit. Y'all talking about cash has lost value. It's always been a debit. What do you mean? We start with 1 million when we count. What is a credit? A positive. So what happens when you go to the store and you run your card as credit?
Pay it later.
You must be giving the store a loan or something. You're giving the store credit. Anytime there's a credit issue, there's an interest involved. All you have to do is claim the interest.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
You gotta mail the bank manager to get the interest. They gonna give you a form for your regular checking savings account. You mail them for all the accounts.
Yes.
All the
Anything over $10. Even with public banks.
You swipe your credit card for $10, give them the mail.
Does everybody know what's it called? Fractional reserve banking. Everybody is familiar. I've heard of it. I don't know nothing about it. I just know what they do, okay?
Really? Can I explain that?
Yeah, listen, explain. I just know, explain it.
Fractional reserve lending. So, everybody in here, you go to Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. You put in $1,000. They take 900 of that $1,000 and they either trade it, loan it, or use it. And they only keep 10% of the money that you deposited in the bank. So, like, most of y'all have probably never done this, but just do it for fun one day. Go to the bank and say, hey, I want all the money in my bank account right now, this second, before I leave. And guess what they're gonna say? Sir, you're gonna have to put in a request. How much money do you have? Let's 20,000. Sir, you're gonna have to come in here by yourself. You're gonna have to get security. I just want $20,000 in cash. No, you have. They're gonna give you the runaround, right? But even if you put it in yesterday, like, just try it. Go to the bank, put in 1,000, and then the next day try to go get it again. They're gonna give you the runaround, or 10,000, 20,000. They're gonna give you the runaround, even though your money's there because they don't have it no more. As soon as you put it in the bank, they took that fraction that they're gonna put in 1,000. The regular person is not gonna use but 100, so I'm gonna leave 100 in there. And they're gonna take that 900, and somebody else is gonna say, I got a car loan that I want for $900, and they're gonna give them your $900, and then put interest on them. So now that's fraud. It's lending money that you don't have.
Before we get to you, the reason why I wanted that explained is because they're invested in your money. You know, he understands trading, so he understands it a little bit better. But with that being said, you can file a 1099 INT because you're the main investor. It's your account. And that's what's going on with all these accounts. You know what, it's credit cards, student loans. They turn them into something called ABSs, which is asset-backed securities. When it's a mortgage-backed security.
That was 1099 INT.
INT.
Mail to
See,
the bank
this is why in
manager.
school they tell you your ABCs first.
Mail to
Learn
the
your
bank
ABCs,
manager.
1099 A's, B's, and C's.
Okay.
Yes, but that's 1099 INT. Yes, ma'am. And like Cam said, he said you write your bank manager first. You write to the bank manager first. And the reason why I love this method, because the 1099 OID method will be shutting down accounts. Yeah, I do a 1099 OID on an old account. No, 1099Cs, you can't use those to cancel out debt. They work. You can also write the IRS yourself and tell them what you need.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think they have to use a social security number. That's not the case. You do not have to use a social security number. You can operate with EINs, CPNs. I'm not saying just do it correctly. A credit profile number. Don't use nobody else's social at all.
Once again, they will try to give you the runaround. They will tell you, oh, sir, I'm sorry that you're going to need a social. You tell them, no, I don't. I have a 9-digit entity that's tied to a business, which is what you need, right? That's what your social is. You're that 9-digit entity tied to that business. If you got an LLC, that's your 9-digit entity that you created. They just created the 9-digit entity for you. If you present them with a 9-digit entity, whereas a SSN, a EIN, a ITIN, trust number, Dunn's Bradstreet number, what's the other one?
UEI?
Yeah, that's it.
Any 9-digit number that's tied to an entity you can use for the same thing you use anything for. So don't let them, like I said, they're not supposed to allow you to do that. They're going to give you the runaround. But if you come in and say, no, look, here are the facts. Here are the laws telling me that I can't do this. You're being unlawful right now. I'm about to press charges. Okay, what's your EIN, sir? Yeah, here you go, right here. Right, that's how it works.
Again, I didn't know he was going to be dropping on this game.
How you doing, family? Nicole.
How you doing?
I came in from Atlanta.
Okay.
And the actual law that says anyone can refuse to disclose his or her number, and that is US 5228. It is unlawful for any federal, private agency, bank to request your social security number. And that's on faq.ssa.gov, actually.
.gov.
Damn, that's the Social Security Administration. Yeah.
Yes. And you give them that when they tell you that they need it, then you tell them this says I don't.
And that's online?
Yes, I'm at
And that website is free?
https
Yeah. It's out there. The information is out there.
faq.ssa.gov. And so what I typed in Google was the law that says do not give your social security number.
What is it that you do?
Oh, I'm a paramedical examiner.
Oh, but you was able to pull that up quick.
Oh,
Wow.
because I'm just mad nosy and I'll be trying to find information. My question is, I have a tax levy. I only been studying this stuff less than a year. And I got a tax levy. And of course, now that you're talking, everything's getting suggested to you via your algorithm. And I've been seeing people turn their statements from the IRS into checks because it's all your account anyway.
Right.
But they don't show you how to actually do that.
I've seen people do that and students of mine doing that. But I would actually, I would get out that levy ASAP. I would fill out the W-8-B-E-N. Or even a regular W-8. A regular W-8 will work too, but I use the it's called form W-8-B-E-N. And then I have a affidavit, non-taxpayer affidavit, or a affidavit of foreign status. You want to prove that you're foreign to the United States corporation. The United States is a corporation under 28 U.S.C. 2002. And then there's sections that show that it's only in D.C. as well. I don't know if anybody got them codes offhand. They prove that United States is the District of Columbia. That shows that United States is a federal corporation. But they got actual codes that show that it's just 10 by 10 square. DC. Yeah. Yeah. But you make sure I get your email. I'll give you the documents. It's 2 documents, the W-8-B-E-N and the affidavit of foreign status. And I mean, you can use a regular dispute letter or whatever. Once you prove you're foreign, they can't place a tax on you.
Fine, but I want to turn that.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I can just show you how to get the levy off all day.
Okay, but then set up a
Yeah. Now, I'm sure the IRS owes you money somewhere. You know what I mean? Somewhere else.
What's good, everybody? I'm Raphael from Miami.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's good? I just want to give you flowers, bro. Like, this whole event we got going on and be in a room with people who in tune. Like, bro, that's, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? It feel good because, like you say, people call you crazy for you studying this shit, you know what I'm saying? Dedicating your life to this kind of stuff. And it just feel good to be, you know, in a room with people who know what's going on.
We appreciate you, man, for being here, man. You came all the way from Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing too, like, could you kind of go in like a little bit on like the unincorporated associations?
Yes, sir. And I want y'all to know I do got these hard drives, and they got the unincorporated association templates right on them, man. I got them for $200. I got these hard drives, but it's got all the Don Kilam like classes and stuff like that, man. So y'all want to tap in. It got courses, webinars. It's got a bunch of stuff. You want to get it.
Everything.
Because I'm about to shut this stuff down.
Right. I'm gonna be honest. He told me he was selling it for $200, and I said, "Bro, you might as well just give it away for free."
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Y'all don't want to know what I told him to charge. I said, "Bro, you ought to." And then if you see the hard, it's like this big as well, 120 something gigabytes, full of information.
So,
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I got hard drives. Just plug me in your computer. Just plug them in your computer. Some of them got my face on them. I ain't have enough stickers, though. But no, the unincorporated association, man, is 3 documents, man. You only need your mission statement. And the same rules apply if y'all know about a 508c1a. A 508c1a is an unincorporated association because an unincorporated association means you don't have to register it with the Secretary of State. All right? So you got your Constitution, or in your bylaws, a mission statement, and then an EIN. So if you understand you're a sole prop, you can get a regular sole prop, attach it to the unincorporated association. And I want y'all to be careful, because if y'all do get a regular sole prop EIN, you will be liable for a tax. But if it's attached to an unincorporated association, there's no tax involved. Or you can just get an EIN for a tribal government, get an EIN for a trust. Hell, you can even do the EIN with the LLC. You can still set it up with the unincorporated association.
All right. So, question what you just said about the tribal EIN and attaching it to my sole prop. Would that make my sole prop tax exempt, or would I?
If it's attached to the unincorporated association, yes.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense for everybody. Yeah. The 98 EIN. That's a good number to have. This is a foreign EIN number that has no social attached to it. You know, you have to either fax it or call it in. Or you can mail it in, I think, too. I ain't never mailed nothing in. I always call them in or faxed it. You get it within 2 to 3 weeks. And, yeah, you get it. You just put zeros as your social.
Yeah.
Right.
They got a special number. If you look up the IRS instructions for the workers, they'll give you exactly the number to call.
See, that's why everybody in the room need to,
Tell them you're a third party designee too.
Yeah, it's what makes sense to you. Like you want to learn how to make. You don't even want to call it revenue. You don't want to call it income. You don't want to call it revenue. None of that. Compensation, donations, man. We live off the church. We get paid for God. We gave our labor to God. It is church like that. A shame.
All right, thank
you. Thank you, man. We appreciate you, man.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where borders can limit opportunities, one book dares to challenge the norm and empower foreign nationals like never before. Introducing Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by best-selling author Don Kilam. Did you know there is a difference being a citizen and national? This is for foreign nationals seeking to expand their horizons. Do you dream of obtaining a diplomatic passport and the freedom it brings? Don Kilam reveals the secrets to unlocking diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Discover why you are already a foreign national, learn the steps to obtain a diplomatic passport, and explore how you can be recognized by numerous nations on your diplomatic journey. Most never knew they could have diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. This book is a game changer for anyone seeking freedom and recognition on the international stage. Get your copy of Can't Touch This today and embark on a journey towards diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Order your copy now and unlock the power of diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
I got a similar question. I got a 98 number, and I got a trust, and I got a DBA. Do I need any other business structure that you guys mentioned?
Or whatever makes sense to you. I like having a ministry though.
A ministry.
Yeah.
You recommend a ministry? Okay.
Yes.
Because that's what they recognize in the public.
Because you know what I'm helping you work on too. So like property, like say you put your property in a church. Who is going to foreclose God's property? Or a private bank. Then it's called bank robbery.
So ministry is...
I like a ministry. The reason why I like a ministry is because it makes more sense for me when I talk about my tribe.
Okay, yeah.
Because white folks don't understand it. Unless they Amish.
So it's a little bit above a trust.
What you mean?
Say?
A ministry?
A ministry.
A ministry is a trust. So like we were just talking about, they got a 508c1a. I know y'all do. Y'all operate like y'all do. That's a ministry. But you praying over supper with your kids is a ministry too.
All right, I guess I don't know. What I have now is I guess I don't know how to really.
I think you're good, bro. What you have, you're good, man.
I got it, but I don't know how to like operate it, implement it.
Make
it work for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right.
And when it comes to trust, I don't want y'all to overthink it. There's so much, man. It's just like a business, man. And the public, you don't want to operate with your trust anyways. You want to operate with your pass-through entity, which would be your LLC or that DBA you said.
DBA, right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, got it.
That makes sense? Like you heard the Nation of Islam, right? Because you're more. You've heard the Nation of Islam, right?
Yep.
So Louis Farrakhan's operating out of them, not the nation. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So he's the representative, So you represent your church, you represent your brand or whatever it may be.
You want to be a manager, not an owner.
Yes, that's it.
Gotcha.
And I add
That's
this
with
little
your
game,
trust.
too.
That's with everything.
I add this little game too, man. Donald Trump has 1,700 businesses. So
That's crazy, bro.
too much is not enough. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like those 3 or 4 entities that you have is enough, then just do those again. You know, do them again, do them again. Do them for your kids, do them for your family. Just too much is not enough. You know what I'm saying?
Could I add on to that? Let me add on to the trust. So there's 156 different types of trust. Okay, so you guys, you got to read this stuff. You got to take the time with yourself and with the higher power, because study gematria. Every word is a word. What it is because of God. The Jewish know that. You can learn that from them. But with this trust, you want 3 different entities. I like to look at it as a holy trinity: the Father, the God, and the Holy Spirit. I mean, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So the first entity, you want a holding company. That's going to be the protector. That's one of them non-garnishment states. Okay. Then you want, so you got the, excuse me, this is my first time being on stage and stuff like that, but we're ready for it. So anyway, you want that holding company. That's going to be the asset protection company. And the best state is Nevada. Go read. You'll learn why. Then you want an operating company. That's just a company that's your DBA, but it's going to be a company. Then you want a managing company. So it's 3 companies. Just keep that in mind. The asset, the one you want to protect your money, your banks, or whatever you have, you want to get that in Nevada, okay? The one you want to operate in the public with, that's just a regular Joe Schmo. Then you want one that's going to be able to control all of those. So you got the settler, and then you got the trustee, and then you got the manager, okay? So y'all want 3 companies.
Boy, I'm proud of myself because I attracted you, boy. Hey, he's on point. Hey, I failed to realize, I want even my students, I failed to tell them that you do need a property management company. You need a management company, yes. Especially if you own properties. You know, and your businesses are considered property. So, you know, that's intellectual property. You need management.
What's up, y'all? I'm Sean from Nashville. Don, appreciate this.
We appreciate
awesome.
you, man.
I've got I think it's the same thing, like an unincorporated association, ministry, a self-supported ministry. That's what it is, right? So I've had some pushback as far as getting a bank account set up. They were saying I had to register it with the Secretary of State. So how would I go about?
What, with the 508c1a?
Uh-huh.
Are you opening up as a trust account? Lady Prosperity want to add to that too, but I'm gonna speak on mine. But are you trying to open up as a trust account or a regular nonprofit?
Just a regular bank account.
Because I want you to know with mine, like you can open up like a regular unincorporated association. You'll be straight. But with my actual 508c1a, I did create a nonprofit with it and put on it that we're operating as a 508c1a.
I didn't do it like that. I was working with somebody else when I did this, and basically it was to set up the. So I did get the EIN from the IRS, but the big pushback was when I was doing it was to get a small. The person told me to get a bank account with somebody with a small bank. So that I can accept donations and different things like that and function more on the private side. But the bank was like, you can do that, but you have to register it through the Secretary of State. So how would I go about getting that
I would go to
account?
Truist Bank or somewhere that will open up unincorporated associations.
With Truist?
Yeah, Truist opens up unincorporated associations, yes.
Okay, and I don't have to go through they ain't gonna say nothing about Secretary of State?
Now, what you want to add? Let's see what you want to add.
No social. Let me.
Yeah, you don't even have to give them a social at Truist.
I love your documents. Because whenever I have a challenge like that, first and foremost, I don't give them a way to tell me no. Okay? So you go in there, you have your documents, and as I'm problem solving with what he currently has going on, I would have walked in with a W-8 bin.
A WABN? That's how I opened up my my record label
It's
in
all
Arizona.
clicking now, so it's like whatever problem come, I'm like, this one, and walk in there with your confidence without, don't take no, just do it. But y'all got to get y'all foundation. That's what this is. It's a foundation.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a 508c1a in here?
I got that.
You got one?
Yeah.
Well, speak on it.
Yeah, so like I said, you got to do like they do. You got the state, then you got the county, then you got the city. So in other words, you got the kingdom, you got the nation, and I forgot the third one. But you got to do what they do. It's simple, and you have to be right with God. Period. Or you're gonna be a slave to the devil. You think the devil wants you free? This shit is not a game. It's very real. It's called demon graph. The demographics is a demon graph. Learn that
Graphs
from him.
of demons, yes.
Yeah, you better watch these words. You better watch what you say. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God. This shit is real. It's very real.
I want, if y'all understand the importance of an unincorporated association, I don't like if the bank won't open it up, just go to a different bank, because it's important to have a business that you don't have to report anything to the government. The government can't interfere with a private contract. So even if you have an LLC, you need to be setting up your operating agreements. You can't just be filling out their documents and going to the bank. You need to have your operating agreements. That's your private contract before you walk in the bank. So, like, say if I was at Bank of America and I opened up an unincorporated association and I want to deposit coupons, I'm going to have that in my law, in my constitution. I'm going to have that in my bylaws. And if they don't accept it, then they're going to have to pay me. You know, because they opened up the account.
Excuse my vernacular, y'all.
You know, I mean, that's just how it works. The government cannot interfere with a private contract. Remember that. I see you walking up, man. You got another question?
A question about the 501c1a. I was just wondering if the church, ministry, the tribe, or the foundation, are those all categorized as 508c1a?
508c1a. Yeah, so if you look up the Kingdom of Kilam, it's set up in Colorado. So if you look up the paperwork and look at the last page, it's going to say a ministry is operating as a 508c1a. That's all it has to have in there or in the mission statement.
I want to sign up with either a private membership association or a foundation myself, too. So I was just wondering if I should do it under the 501c1a or 508c1a.
Yeah, I like it, or the unincorporated association. That works as well. It's a lot less paperwork with the unincorporated association. But I want people to understand the 508c1a rules first, because if you understand it, then it's just like having a holding company in Nevada. That's 508c1a is similar to having a holding company in Nevada.
Thank you.
You don't have to report nothing to the IRS unless it benefits you. Anytime you're talking to the IRS, it's because they owe you something. But I have mine in the public, my church in the public, because I utilize that as evidence for the Social Security exemption. Thank you. They sending me coupon. The IRS sending me all types of stuff. I don't want to get too deep on that paperwork stuff, though. I don't want to get too deep on the private side paperwork with everybody, though. I want y'all to learn business.
I have a question regarding taxes. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
something we have to pay or don't have to pay?
It depends on who you are.
Well, the name that was given to me is the name, right? And that name has filed for taxes. It's joint with the LLC. And now I am put on a payment plan for my last 2 years of taxes that started yesterday that I did not pay. But I didn't sign anything.
As a free white person in America, or even as a Moor, we're non-taxpayers. Because if you look up Black Laws of Dictionary, what a tax means, it's a contribution. It's their system, you know. But if you're using their money, though, you should pay taxes.
I'm not using their money. I'm
Me
using the money
neither.
that I earned from helping other people.
It's just credits. That's all it is, anyways.
Can I utilize that invoice that they're going to send me and cash it in?
What was that?
Can I use the invoice that they're going to send me and cash it in?
Who did I tell who had the tax lien? I would fill out a W-A-B-E-N. So check this out. You just came from Japan, right?
Yeah.
You owe taxes over there?
No, I live in New York. Oh,
Says
Florida.
who? You live on Earth, baby. You
I
live on Earth.
Yes.
So you're an Earthling.
Yes.
Demographics is the graph of demons. Remember we said that? So if you had to pay taxes, that's because they say you lived in a certain location.
Okay.
All right. So it just depends on how you look at things. Does that make sense?
Yes. So
All
I'm
right.
a world citizen.
Because like,
I guess.
do you own any land?
I do not.
Property?
I do not.
You know what a land deed is, correct? Can you tell us what a land deed is? Land deed would prove that we own land, right?
Right.
He's a real estate agent. That's why I need him co-sign.
Property.
So you ever heard of a land deed?
Yeah.
You ever seen one for Florida?
No.
So why? Who? I mean, does that make sense? So who's making you pay taxes? Who you paying taxes to?
The IRS, which is
For what? Taxes are for a service. What they serve you with?
Nothing.
Okay, then. Okay. That makes sense. If y'all going to add something, I just don't want to say the wrong thing. This is being recorded.
But how do I not get in trouble?
I want to ask.
Listen, I love the IRS.
She need to book a consultation.
Yeah, you did a book of consultation, but when it clicks for you, you're gonna be dangerous.
Well, I just read, oh my God, I forgot what it's called, but it's a great PDF.
What's your nationality?
Is that a trick question?
Nah, what's your nationality? Oh wow,
Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Puerto Rican. That's where you're paying IRSs to. That's where you pay taxes to. That's where our tax office is. Is Puerto Rican? Does that make you American, or is it Puerto Rico?
It's a Commonwealth of America.
So who is enforcing taxes on Puerto Ricans? Ain't you free to roam?
I don't know. I would hope so.
No, I'm just saying these are things you have to think about.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to tell you I'm not liable or legally can say no. You're not supposed to pay taxes. I'm supposed to make you discover who you are, so you realize why you don't owe nobody nothing.
Yeah. I read that in the PDF that I just
Yeah,
I forgot what it was
you
called.
know,
But it's like,
Wesley Snipes was a Moor for about 4.5 seconds. He kept his money though.
is there anything you wanted to add on Book of Consultations? Was it by?
Yeah.
No, he just said
Oh,
you need
Book of Consultation.
to talk.
Yeah.
I think maybe
that's a private. That's a private
Listen,
conversation.
Lady Prosperity for
private
real can speed you up on that. I know she could.
I just joined last week, so.
Yeah, but she could speed you up for sure. And be ladylike with it, because sometimes I'm not ladylike. I'm a little rough. You see what happens to me.
Peace, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, what's good?
I'm a zygote in the game, but I'm happy to be here.
Dig the swag.
Thank you, brother. So, perception. You said a key word. Things are definitely starting to click. One thing I want to say: when you say you earn your money, it's not yours; it's theirs because they created. You control the things you create. So, I actually just joined your university about 2 weeks ago.
On the OnlyFans?
Yes. I'm learning a little.
OnlyFans.com/Don Kilam.
But
Y'all can send me anything.
I had a question about the Corporate Transparency Act. Could you elaborate on that?
So I don't study it too much, right? But here's my thing, because I'm unincorporated, so their laws don't affect me. I need y'all to understand that. I'm outside that jurisdiction.
Roger that.
Like speaking with her, you've heard of Amish people? Do they pay taxes? They got land, they got businesses, they travel around this. They don't even have IDs and they travel. But I want y'all to understand, everything is taxes. Everything's in that system. But with the Corporate Transparency Act, if you have I need a co-signer too. Do I got to report anything if I have a holding company in Nevada?
Nope. And there's a law for that too. So.
Can I remain anonymous if I have a 508c1a ministry?
Absolutely.
I mean, now, I started out to say because I'm a zygote in this game, so.
No, I just wanted you to.
Pardon the question. if you answered it already. But when they talk about, to my understanding with the Corporate Transparency Act, it's actually to try to, I guess, audit the holding companies to make sure.
Yeah, but if a trust sets it up, it's a trust.
Sure.
You know, I have a business in California. If y'all look it up, Secure Party Creditor. Y'all can look this business up in California. Secure Party Credit. I established it with a trust, and you have to pay an $800 annual fee. Okay. I've had it set up since 2020. I don't have to pay them nothing because it was incorporated by a trust. The government can't interfere with a private contract. I don't care what rules they make. That's law.
And you talk about the 98 number before. Just to my understanding, is that something? Do you need an out of country address when I had? Or?
I would get an out of country address with a 98 number. Some people have tried it with the United States, having the address in America, because America is outside the jurisdiction of the United States, if that makes sense. It does. America's a continent. I need y'all to understand this. America is a continent. It's not a country. Florida's a country. Does that make sense? So you can be a Floridian, you know. If you're from Texas, you're a Texan. They know they're Texans. They don't even rock with the United States.
Young man, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. First
So
of
yeah,
all,
listen. So let me finish that up. So ipost1.com is where I go to get out of state, out of country addresses. ipost1.com. You can go to regis.com. And then there's actual people there there's people that be a registered agent as well, where you don't even have to set it up if you're worried about the Transparency Act.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned.
You can get you a registered agent.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure he might offer that service. My man's right here. I don't know if he does or not.
Okay.
how are you?
I'm well. I'm blessed.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
Blessed. Look up the etymology of blessed. What I want to share with you is I want you to be very, very careful on just grasping the information. The most important thing is foundation, the why, and get your documents in order properly, and then the world is yours.
Understood.
What I would like for you to do is start with those videos, the very beginning, go all the way down to the bottom, look at all those videos. The first about 6, everything you need to know as far as your foundation is there. Take your time. It's going to be lonely. It's okay. Keep your spirit up, but it's going to be the paperwork, okay? And then begin to build from there.
Say that part again.
And then begin to build from there. I'm a fast mover. I've done a lot of things before I got to Don Kilam. However, I gave myself a 90-day period to get certain things done. So I wouldn't suggest anything less than that. And
I haven't tried anything.
All of your time. I know, I can tell.
I haven't tried anything yet. I'm just
tell.
reading.
Yeah.
I've been aware of this information for a while.
Mhm.
There have been a few people online that I've, studied the information. I really connected with yours. So, I mean, I'm definitely grateful for the way it's laid out. The software, or whatever you call it, the system that you have it's amazing. I actually want to start showing my kids. I have a 13-year-old daughter and an 11-year-old daughter that
That's amazing.
Yeah, some of the information, just with like definitions and understanding words and understanding the game, I want to start giving them a little bit just because of how it's set up. So, I definitely will take my time, get my foundation straight, and just, reading and just to, understand it as much
And
as
if
I
y'all
can.
catch his lives, like after you read the information and you look at those videos, when you catch his live, he's speaking the language. So the main thing that you have to do is learn how to enter and overstand the language.
Yes.
That's all.
I smoke a lot of weed, y'all. I want to make sure we covered everything. Everybody got y'all got any more questions?
When a police officer arrests you without trying to work it out, is tax fraud. How is that?
So what you mean?
If they just arrest you without working it out, is tax fraud,
First of all,
right?
I want y'all to know peaceful compliance. Like, don't fight with them. Let them take you. All right, I don't need y'all getting shot out here. Now, the boys from Minnesota, they might be able to get by with some shit. So, like, I'm going through some issues myself right now. It's never ending. But it just depends where you're at. No, sometimes you just, like we were just speaking with somebody, like, from Oklahoma. No, I told him I would never try this down there. Because I was in Oklahoma. And the only reason why they let me go is because I had a Choctaw identification. Yeah, she was like, UCC-13. They said, she's stating codes. That's a sovereign citizen. Check her to jail. She went to jail for a quarter of weed for 2 weeks. Yeah. I mean, she tried to tamper with evidence and some other stuff, too. But the main thing is, it shouldn't have to be all of that, you know? But it's because she was stating codes. I deal with them afterwards. If there's no victim, it's not a case. Trenzi versus Pegliaro. I can't spell it for you, but if you Google it, tell it to Siri, Siri will pick it up, all right? Trenzi versus Pegliaro. Let me try to word this. Can you word it for me? Like an attorney, like say a prosecuting attorney, there can't be a witness and admit evidence and work for the state. I know you can speak on that, man. Hey, he's a credit expert too, man. But the court is credit.
Exactly.
After your credit.
They're going after your social, and they're gonna turn that into a muni bond. That's the real money, the muni bonds, and it gets deep. But however, you can't prosecute somebody and submit evidence to get against them. That's what's it called? Conflict of interest. See what I'm saying? So you have the right to face your accuser. But if the state is presenting evidence and they're targeting you like that, come on now. And let's not get this confused. We're going against the state. The state is not law. The law is the federal government. You see what I'm saying? So don't think the Fed is bad people, the FBI and people like that. They are for you. You know what I'm saying?
I like that you said that.
Yeah, so
you do have to take it higher up.
Yes.
Sometimes. Yes.
And then the Fed's got to hire up. Unidroid. So it's like there's levels to this.
So first you want to make a complaint, just like they made one on you. That ain't that how the judge gets to see the paperwork? You want to make a complaint, but of course if you make a complaint, like you said you have children, right? If I bring a complaint about your children to your house, I mean, am I really gonna get justice unless I see you whoop their ass in front of me? But usually we look out for our people. So expect the same with them. They're honorable courts. That's what they claim. You just take it to the higher ups. But in Florida, everything is written out. Like how to get the bonds. And every public official has a bond, a surety bond.
A jet surety thing?
Huh? Yes.
So you guys want to get nationality is the order, because that states what he was just speaking about. So go buy these books, man. Y'all need to read them.
That's $5. That book's $5.
Hey, but suretyship, right? So suretyship deals with God again. You see, so you need to check out the suretyship because it'll break down how it's all credit and equity. The reason why I call myself equity is learning suretyship. So that's a law that they put in place because they added 500 years plus to this calendar that we have now. So that's why it's all credit. That's why it's equity. So it gets deep. Like
I don't know
law
about
is
that.
linked in with under the stars. Like God is real.
Most of y'all was raised Christian, right? In the Bible, God makes 7 days. So I don't know nothing about 500 years.
What?
I don't know nothing about that.
30
This day
days,
too.
What? I thought the 10 laws was the 10 commandments.
10 commandments is law. So I want y'all to know that. You can bring that law into the courtroom.
That's what suretyship is. So right now, what the law is, it's Roman military. It's the 12 Roman tablets. That's the law that they put in place. That's what the judge is a fiduciary with the state, and of you. But if you identify as black, then you're dead. That's morbidly obtuse. You see what I'm saying? So you want to identify as white in their system, or you don't even have to identify as white. I am the natural man. That's why you need to read these consumer laws, because it says in the consumer law, a person is a natural person, a person or a business. You get to choose. Or is a very important word because you get to choose. You're the life to this. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a corporation because corpse is a dead body, the etymology. We need to learn how to read. We really don't know how to read. And like, the corporation, the English language is a copywritten language. You see what I'm saying? So you can't use that commerce because they own that. You can't use that in the courts. You got to learn Latin to combat the Romans. You see what I'm saying? So it really gets deep. That's why you got to really take your time with this. Don't rush. You know, seek God. He will seek you.
And like
I'm
I said,
trying
we
to
all
tell
have
you,
to be
everything
more
you
aware.
need. He's here.
That word more aware too.
I ain't come to play. My name, the given name was Matthew Priest Mitchell. You see what I'm saying? But you know, it's
More aware.
equity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to be more aware because what they do is they put rules out there for us to know and follow, and then we don't go and research those rules, and then we don't even realize that they are abiding by totally different rules. They have laws that's out there for the public, and then they got laws for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we go to court and we get pulled over, we're going by their laws, the laws that they told us that is right. But that's not the laws that are actually put in place in the signed nature, in the fine print.
Yeah. What they're telling us is states and statutes. That's not law. That's their codes. You see what I'm saying? So you got to question everything. You know, the right to travel, I think that's a book.
Yeah, I was about to say, somebody go show me a law that says speeding is against the law or driving without a license is against the law. Can't
Black's
find
Law
it.
Dictionary.
They tell you that.
Yeah.
They tell you that. It actually says their law that they abide by actually says the opposite. It actually says complete opposite. You actually do not need this, or you actually don't need this. But they say us, you need it. And if you don't have it or you are doing this, then you're unlawful. But actually, you're unlawful to me because you're lying. You know what I'm saying? That's not the law.
But if you think you need a license, you can't get one. Get the international driver's license.
Yeah.
It works if you work it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nope.
You just need to upload your nationality card or a regular ID. It's ITA. Look it up. Oh, how old is he? I hook him up.
So let me ask
in the
this
club
question.
gets
Where did she just leave? Japan? Where did you say you just left? And you have a Florida driver's license, right? If you were driving in Japan and you were speeding and they pulled you over and you pulled out that Florida license, what are they going to do? They're going to call Florida and say, hey, we got somebody speeding. We're going to send them a $250 ticket. Can y'all Zelle us? No. There's nothing they can do. You're not under their jurisdiction. Well, that's kind of how it is here.
in Japan. No, you gotta have a license.
Gotta have a driver's license though. But they actually want you to have a driver's license to say that you licensed to, like, you know how to use the vehicle, not for what you have
Right.
a driver's license.
And that's where you show them your.
Y'all heard of DOT?
I like that.
Show them your ID card. I'm licensed everywhere.
DOT number.
Right, the DOT.
Land, sea, or air.
No Prosperity said, see, I know about the information you've been talking about for years from when I was locked up before. And I didn't have nobody to mentor me about the solid citizenship and all that stuff. I didn't find out until recently. So I got like 3 of your books, the Check and the Cash, the Luxury Cars, and $1 million worth of game. I'm getting ready to go get the Private Life, the Kingdom of Security, other things. So there's a lot of information I'm trying to process at one time. But the first thing I'm trying to do is set up my business straight, the function, like you said, I'm trying to set up my foundation straight. So I'm not as far as everybody is in this. After I set up my business, what the next step for me to be is to go over to the status correction and start working on that, or should I start doing on the trust funds?
It depends what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live financially free and have generational wealth. I want to live off the land. I ain't got to worry about it, pass things down to my great-great-grandbabies. I don't want to be under the enemy's control because I know
So I mean, you got some funds, you got a cash flow.
I'm working on all
So
of that.
I would
I'm
focus
starting
on the
from
cash
beginning.
flow first before I would worry about anything. Building a cash flow. How you gonna feed your kingdom?
I already started the business, so I'm gonna do like real estate, Airbnbs. I'm so sorry, transportation, a trucking transportation business in the warehouses, so that way I can do shipping,
Yeah,
shipping,
just
all that
start.
good stuff.
I would start with one of those first, and when you start getting a cash flow, Then you start worrying, because when you talk about status question things, these are just asset protection entities. It's all it is. There's really no secrets to this. It's asset protection. And it goes off to protecting your family now.
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
know,
trying to
protecting your tribe, protecting your congregation, your church.
That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want my kids to go.
When you understand you was baptized when you was born, your mother broke her water, so they give you a birth certificate. If you was in church, they gave you a baptismal certificate. It's the same thing. Need y'all to understand that you can use a baptismal certificate for identity.
All right, thank you.
And then I'll add this to what you just said, bro. Like, if you were building a house, man, the first thing that you would get for that house is what?
The foundation.
The foundation.
Yeah,
and then you would
up.
get the tools to build the house. Like, you can have, how you gonna build a foundation without tools? And in the world that we live in right now, money is the tool. Money is not wealth. You know what I'm saying? You can have millions of dollars and not be wealthy. Money is just a tool to establish that wealth. The wealth comes after you accumulate that tool and then use it to buy assets in that land and that. So, like you said, that's where you should start. Once you get the bread, I mean, you can do all three of them at once. You can get your land, you can get your trust, you can do your nationality, but you know, when those nitpick costs come in, like, oh, I might have to pay for this, pay for that, that's when it slows you down. So, like I said, get that tool, you know what I'm saying, to establish the wealth, which is the bread.
I want everybody to focus on the cash flow first.
Credit, yeah.
Business credit works.
It works.
Right. Yep. But I want you to know, even with business credit, though, you want to have a cash flow, because the bigger the cash flow, the more credit they're going to give you.
Yeah. $50,000, that's the minimum that they're required to give you. So if you come in there with,
you can get that with an idea.
100.
Just going into a bank with an idea, you can get $50,000. The Community Reinvestment Act, they're required to give you $50,000 for a new idea. Community Reinvestment Act. If one bank says no, there's 10 other Chases if you bank with Chase. You bank with Bank of America. You know how many Bank of Americas there is. Just if one say no, keep going. But try to build a relationship with a banker or something. But the Community Reinvestment Act, they don't check credit, nothing. Your taxes, nothing. They're required to give out a certain amount of money every month.
Yeah, they don't get paid not to give you money. They get paid to put people in debt.
And they want you to bank with them so they can do the fractional banking. They give you $100,000. That means they can loan out $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
I can loan out $1 million if I give you $1,000. That's how the bank works. So they want to give you the money and for you to use their products.
Good evening. I got a question. Pretty much like what he was stating and everything. Like, say for instance, you say he first need to start with his cash flow. Say for instance, with your flash drive that you have available, like me, I have the D's, the LLCs, the landings and property and everything, cash flow already in place. Would that flash drive of yours get me to where I need to be at?
It's private information, yes. And I want y'all to know, if y'all buy my stuff, just shout me out, man. Y'all can revamp it. Y'all got Fiverr.
And you got it here, right, too?
Yeah, I got them here, yes.
Okay, thank you. That's what I want to
Yeah. No, I get, listen. So this is my pet peeve. I want y'all to know, man.
Just give my
pet
dog
peeve,
credit.
y'all don't be shouting me out. Y'all don't be doing nothing. Like a lot of people, I'm not saying you different, girl. You know what I'm talking about. These people that eject the swag. 'Cause that's why I don't give the game out free no more. You know what I'm saying? You be shouting me out, too. You be at work dropping game, though, girl. She crazy. Like, you're so smart. How do you learn all this? But yeah, man, I want y'all to know, so I think there's a class on Trusted and Limited Liability Company. It was for dummies, but that brand, they didn't give me permission to use that brand, so I had to change it to for sovereignty. But that breaks down the game. It talks about the Transparency Act. That's how you want your business structure. If you're too lazy to do it, you can't figure out, my man's is right here. I'm going to have him come up and talk too. What's up, Seti, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Thanks for the invite. I'm loving this. Can you guys, any of you guys can touch on cancellation of your driver's license and the registration of your car?
Listen, so I canceled my driver's license at first. And I had some issues, okay? Because you want to drive like, listen, it depends on where you at, okay? You know, I've had a lot of successes. That's why I thought I was the shit, okay? And then there's one or two. But that's why I started carrying the international driver's license. You still want to carry a license, man. I would carry some type of license. Because what if they don't understand it? You're going to get one of those every now and then, dickhead.
Or they don't care.
Or they don't care.
I have both.
Like you had an issue the other day. You ended up, you stood your ground.
And what's funny is like I wasn't even trying to buy anything. I was just showing my ID to get into an establishment. You know what I'm saying? Just to prove that I was over 18. And it obviously, it was my nationality card. And it was like, oh, we can't take this. I'm like, why? You're not buying or selling me anything. You're literally just seeing how old I am. There's my born date right there. No, we can't take it. I said, oh, so you need this? And I pulled out my Florida ID. And he was like, yeah, we'll take that. And I said, bro, it's the same thing. He just felt dumb. And I said, bro, you're actually lucky that I'm not buying or selling anything, because I kind of would have took this further. Like I would have asked for your supervisor because you just messed up. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, bro, just let me in. It's my birthday right there.
I don't like, I'm going to put it like this. We hear that there is a contract, right? But man, just in case, it's okay to have a plan B. It's okay to have that. You stand your ground. I'm giving this to you because I feel like there's no other choice. You're not going to understand, so I'm compromising for this because you got the gun.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I got both. I got both. But
Yeah, so that's how I move now.
Yesterday morning, I canceled my license.
Okay.
But now I'm stuck. Now I'm a little stuck because my car is still registered to the state. Now I'm stuck.
All you have to do is the same way you turned in your license, turned in the tag. Just go to the tag office and resign.
I'm financing.
So
I'm financing the car.
I like it because you're more. So you move different, and I understand it. I respect it. All right. But so the people who don't necessarily want to move private, like literally, I'll put your cars in your business name. They're still going to treat you differently.
Yeah.
The motor vehicle says, you financing the car? We can't. We can't put your car on your
Oh, yeah, you got to get that finance off.
Yeah, that's the only tie right now.
Yeah.
You signed your nature.
That's where I'm stuck at.
Yeah. So you just got to get that off, the financing, and then you're good with the car.
And I did that.
But you can make it a private trust, or you can make it a business. That's why with the cars.
Repeat that again. I didn't get that.
So when you get the financing off, you can put it in your private trust and it's private property. But if
Once I get the financing,
yeah, but if you're in the public, you can still put it under LLC too.
All right, cool, got it.
I think that's the best way. If you put it under the church, that's like a business.
Let me add on to that just so we can just clear everything up. Like I said, you want to be friends with the United States. You don't want to be talking about I'm this and I'm that. They have a military. They have X, Y, Z. You feel what I'm saying? People risk their life to get over here. You see what I'm saying? But just because like your mama said, oh, your friend gonna go jump off a building, you gonna do it? No. So, they do things that are not okay, but you don't have to participate in that. It's a way that we have to function to live peaceful here. So utilize it. And that means both parties benefits. Right now, if you're in debt, if you're having trouble with them, it's because you're being used. You're not utilizing them. They're using you.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So let's utilize the system and, keep God first, and He's going to protect you. I'm going to keep saying that all the time. The Most High is very real and very present. So seek Him and He'll help you. And like John F. Kennedy said, if you're friends with the United States, we will bear any burden, finance any debt for you. But if you're an enemy, we will expose any enemy and seek any foe, or expose any foe. And I forgot the other rest, but look up what John F. Kennedy said.
So we want to live like Switzerland. We want to be a neutral site. We ain't mess with y'all. Y'all don't mess with us. Is it Switzerland? Sweden? Which one is it? It's one of the countries. It's Switzerland, yeah. They neutral country. We don't war, but if y'all come mess with us, that's gonna be bad. Yeah. But we're neutral. We want to be neutral. We good with y'all. We don't like y'all. We don't dislike y'all. We just neutral. Mm-hmm. No bad blood. I don't like what you're doing to my people, but you're not doing it to me no more. So I'm cool. That's how you gotta leave it.
And don't forget, these police officers, they do have a gun, and they do have power struggles. So they're looking for some of them are manipulating the system and be like, and are smart and can be like, oh, well, he did this. They're reaching. So, be respectful.
Yeah, be careful.
You know what
Don't
I'm
be
saying?
like me. When I first started, I was just wild. That's all.
Yeah.
I was wild and tripping. Y'all
one
seen all my
video
old
got
videos.
crazy.
Yeah.
Be respectful, but don't be fearful. So let's get that
Don't
clear.
be scared. You're going to
You
get
know
some
what I'm
pushback.
saying? Yeah.
Don't be scared of the pushback. You're going to get some.
I only did that. My homie was on the run.
So I have 2 questions, and I'm going to ask both just in case I forget to say one. The first one is, if you write a book, should you be using your given name? And then the second question is, sometimes when you go to get business funding at a bank, they require you to have 2 years of taxes and to show that. What do you do?
I'll answer that first question. It depends on what you're writing in the book. If you want that information tied to your name, put your name. If you're not, put a DBA.
If you have a family Bible, you should have your name in it. You know what a family Bible is?
No.
Everybody familiar with family Bibles? They can be used for identification purposes, by the way. I just want everybody to know that.
So you can use the family Bible as the author of the book?
Yes.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
You can start a ministry trust with a Bible. I started mine with a chair. It folded.
Wow.
With the business funding, it just depends on who you're dealing with. Like I said, you can get bypassed with anything if you have accountants that will certify your financial statements for you. I was able to get funding from a new company by stating that it was open for 2 years, but this EIN number's only been open for 6 months. And I was able to bypass it. So you're just about talking to who the underwriter is. But they also have private lenders too. So I think that's the best way to get funding is through private lending. The same way if y'all know how I do land, how I get my land, that's all private lending. Ain't no credit score, they don't check no credit, nothing. I'll give y'all the game. Y'all want one of the websites. Who got land? Anybody on land? Congratulations, man. I'm proud of all of y'all.
Yeah.
Not in America. I need to get like you then. I need to get like you. My land's in America.
Watch this. How many of y'all feel like that buying land right now is not financially smart for you? Or like I don't got enough to just put on some land right now. Who think that? Like I ain't got.
Okay.
You're wrong.
I like that. So listen.
Tell them, Don.
Listen. Lady Prosperity. No, I give this to my members. Listen, Don Kilam University. I'm not trying to sell it to y'all right now, but y'all need to go. Listen, onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. But I'm gonna give y'all Land Mustangs, one of them, right? You can get land for $100 a month and build on it right away. And then landdiscounts.com. Landdiscounts.com. Once that's, I want y'all to know about landdiscounts.com. My homie, he died. So once that land is gone, it's gone. But then Land Mustang, y'all can Google Land Mustang or Mustang Land. I don't know which one it is. $100 a month.
And we're not talking like 0.2 acres. We're talking 3-4 acres.
Yeah, you can get you some land. As soon as you put the down payment down, make you a payment $200-300 a month. You get to pick your terms.
Y'all remember 40 acres and a mule?
If you get it in Nevada, Eureka County, Nevada is unincorporated. You can grow as much cannabis as you want. Unincorporated. It's an unincorporated township. Let y'all know, man. Land. She got another one. Land Glide.
Land Glide.
It's out there, man. It beats going to a real estate agent because a real estate agent is going to tax you on land.
Unless you're going to my dog right now. He not going to tax you much.
Yeah, my guy ain't going to tax you. He got to get his commission, though.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I ain't gonna tax you.
Yeah.
Much.
They got land in Florida.
Cheap. It probably ain't.
You got a page on Instagram. They show land every day.
Yeah, I've seen some, man. Seen this one pick up for $6,900.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
All right. Hey, on them Unijoint laws, what resources you using to win those arbitrations?
So with the Unijoint, I just picked up the principles, man. I just studied them. You know what I mean? You can use whatever makes sense to you. But you can use your own private law too. Because that's where you can implement tribal law. And I need y'all to know, y'all can Google it. Just Google anything I'm saying, man. Because the world believes in Google.
Yeah, I seen they talk about mortgage and pretty much everything.
Yeah, so it's private law.
Yeah.
Definitely covers cars. So like he was talking about his car, getting out the driver's license and all of that. The reason it covers that is through the car insurance. It's a private contract.
Right.
So that makes make them think they can even come pick you up if you got car insurance.
Right.
It's crazy. People don't understand private law. I'm glad that's tight that you was attracted to the Unidroid.
Yeah, because I seen where the states, the United States is signed up 30 years ago, right? But the states within the United States are not signed up, so.
Well, basically, you just pick something that makes sense to you. You know? I mean, but because I want you to know, I seen an arbitration case where somebody used the UCC codes, and the company used the UCC codes right back on their ass. And he didn't win the arbitration. So I was like, try Unidroid codes. Because they didn't know the Unidroid codes and they won.
Bet. Okay.
Well, I want y'all to know, if you're using UCC codes, man, I've seen the companies use the UCC codes and use them right back on you and win. Navy Federal did that? Hey, it used to not be like that back in the day, though. Just know that. You've heard any stories like that?
Just now.
With the UCC, bro, it's crazy, man.
That's wild. And then my last question is, have you ever sued a car company for breach of contract and quiet title action?
No, I actually filed something with the CFPB. I got $3,500 because I did put a down payment down. I did the dispute and they took my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad I wasn't a student. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was my first Porsche. Yeah, it took it like 3 days.
Stupid.
They're like, we need you to come down and sign some paperwork. I'm like, Hey, I woke up one day, it was gone, man.
All right, bet. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, so back to about the land. The answer is probably already in the question, but so anywhere where it's unincorporated land, that's where it's no regulations?
Yeah, they don't have no law there. Now, I want you to know there is a sheriff there, a city council. I'll sit down and talk to all those people.
Right.
It's just a little bit different, you know?
All right, yeah, because I've been looking up unincorporated land in Florida.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works in Florida, though.
It's not much.
Yeah.
Everything in Florida is almost bought up, and then all the unincorporated land is swampy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, that sounds rare in Florida, for real.
Yeah, it's rare. You find that, let us know for sure.
You jump on it.
You got to look more in the states that. See, you got to. What they did was when they gave everybody that land that they were supposed to give everybody, they put it in places that nobody wanted to live. So all the unincorporated land are in Utah, in Arizona, in New Mexico. Like everybody go on Zillow right now, and this is registered. This is a registered agent. This is not private. None of that. Go on Zillow right now and go to Arizona or New Mexico and go to just land and see, and go to low to high and see the cheapest land they got in land. They got land over there like $15, $20. 0.2 acres, you know what I'm saying? 0.3 acres. Then you got 1-2 acres, they $1,800, $1,500.
And I also want to throw this out here. Anybody who thinks they can't get a mortgage or a house, USDA rural loans. It's free. I think they do want to see like 2 years of that you have an income though. But you have to live 30 to 40 miles out the city, and they'll get you a free house, no money down, and things like that. So looking at that, USDA rural loans, and then FHA loans. USDA rural loans. You can speak on that real quick, Cam. He know about it. USDA rural loans. What was that? Taxes? Not if you're tax exempt, ma'am.
You don't.
We WABENs, we're foreign nationals, baby.
When I had got a FHA loan for my first home that I live in, and I didn't have any income at the time. I didn't have any income. I had just, got to the NFL. I was fresh out of college, so I didn't have no income. I didn't have no credit, none of that. But like she's obviously about to tell you, if you know what to say and you know how to maneuver, they can't deny you. You know what I'm saying? You got to make yourself undeniable, regardless if you have the requirements or not. You can't deny me. And it's all in the paperwork. And once you have your own paperwork and you sign your nature, that what's done is done.
At the end of the day, it's a man that creates that system that they punch numbers in.
Why can't you be that man that creates your system? There's no rule against it.
I'm going to do. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I'm going to do your commercial for you. First of all, everybody, congratulations for getting here and listening to this young man and the young men that are on the panel with him. He doesn't have to sell you anything, okay? He's not selling anything. He's giving you an opportunity to partner with the information that he's learned on his journey. And if you are in this room, and I've heard a lot of things and I can kind of gauge where everybody is, it is nothing for you to invest into yourself for this university, okay? That's the first place I would start. Don't rush, but I promise you everything that you need is there. Don, I'm giving you more than your flowers. You are a king, you are royalty, and me and my tribe appreciate you. And you know that's heartfelt from my soul, because you didn't know where we were. We literally had to come out the fire fighting. We had certain things done, and this is to people who listening to everybody out here that think they know what they talking about, okay? The only reason why my family is in a different position is because we put God first, okay? God will tell you the God within you. Amen. The God, I am God in you. You are God. Yep. It will tell you where to go, where to stop. But I'm going to tell you what everybody keep messing up at. You trying to go get some money that's not real in the first place.
That's facts.
You're trying to go get some money that's not real in the first place. We've started learning a wrong method in 2018. And from 2018 to 2023, that's how long it took us to get to this young man right here. That's why you see me moving the way you see me move, because I already know. I already know what's right and what's not right. He don't have to sell you nothing, and I'm not selling anything either. But what I can tell you is the difference of what I did, what I've gone through, and what I have now through his mentorship. Now, he's not the person that is going to hold your hand. He didn't hold my hand. We don't talk every day. I pay for one consultation. When he donates his time for free, which I've never seen anybody do what you do. I haven't. When he donates, why are you not there? When you come there, talk about the content. There is a such thing as a stupid question. That public stuff, they say there's no such thing as a stupid question, but when you going into a more adult and a more spiritual way, and that's what he is, he's no nonsense, and you have to be there, okay? He doesn't know me from a can of paint. He don't. He not telling me to say this. We ain't had no conversations about, I'm coming here to tell y'all what's going on. I'm telling y'all the difference in its energy, the way that it moves in you when you have the right tools, and then everything is available to you. Because right now we tapped in. All I gotta do is think something. I click and accidentally see him on something. He got the answer. So that's what y'all really need to do, okay?
Let's go.
Go to onlyfans.com. Everybody in this room, he's only one person. And you are not going to get the results that any of us have gotten if you don't go through the fire yourself first. There is a level of fire that you will have to go through, okay? That's how you'll know you're not getting your leg pulled. That's how you'll know. And you got to keep your spirituality first. But go to the university. Spend time with those videos. And literally, I'm saying this, everything you need is there. Everything you need is there. Go get the stuff, y'all. Okay?
I appreciate
That's your
that.
commercial.
I appreciate that. I don't need no external validation from nobody else. No, but for real though, it doesn't matter what you believe in. We live in a free country, but for this to sink in, you have to believe in something, okay? So this is to the people that believe in something. The people that believe in nothing, man, I'm going to keep hoping and praying for you. But just believe in something. And I need y'all to ask yourself questions before you ask Google. Ask God or ask yourself. Yourself will lead yourself to the right answers. I believe God speaks in signs, symbols, and events like this. People love me because I get people together like this, because y'all be feeling crazy sometimes. I was there too. And I found y'all. And I learned from my students. I need y'all to know, I learned from my students. You know, I believe, I got myself out of a federal case when I first started learning this information. Counterfeiting money. I asked the judge, I said, it says right here, only Congress can provide punishment for counterfeiting obligations of the securities of the United States. What's going on? He said, that's for you to figure out.
Damn. Fiduciary duty.
But hey, he could have said anything. He might have said something, but that's what I heard. That's why I said believe in something, man. Your beliefs, you know, God is good all the time. Trust the process. But when you start believing in something, you'll start believing in yourself. When you start seeing the inner relationship, like they talking about believing God, when you see how God speaks to you, because God's not from England, so God's not speaking English. You know, I believe plants are people. I believe animals are people, all right? I think a dog is smarter than you if you think you got to pay taxes. Because a dog not paying taxes, you know? I think that, you know, even when people ask somebody what color is the sky, 9 times out of 10, what people gonna say what color the sky is? Is the sky blue right now? So life is your perception. Like I said, God made 7 days. So where's this 365 come from? And saying he's doing what? Repeating the same thing over and over, expecting different results. I just want you to start questioning things and beliefs. Because you was in my class, I brought her on. I want her to know, shout me out real quick. My son beat a gun case because of you, Don Kilam. Man, he didn't even want to file the paperwork. He was so scared of them people. His mom went in there with the paperwork. She believed in it. You know what I mean? So this system is based on fear. So if you're fearful, it might not work for you. You might see the same person do something and you do it, and it might work for them and it might not work for you.
What's up, Don? What's up, Don?
What's up, man?
I just wanted to add something to what Lady Prosperity said. She's right, our whole family's on this, but here's the thing. You got to realize why you're doing it and that it's not just a template. A lot of people get in it and they ask you for a template because they heard something from one person. They think it's a quick fix. There's no template for nothing. I don't care what it is. This is not a template game. It's a lifestyle. It's the way you got to live. It's the way you got to walk.
That's fact.
So if you're looking for a quick fix, I don't care how much university you go to, it ain't going to happen. Because it ain't no template. There's no template for this. It's not a template game. He might have a template for you to use, but even his template, you got to tailor it to your situation.
That's it.
So you got to be able to read the template, know what you're reading, and adapt it to what you're going through. So because there's no template for it. Now, the young man is brilliant. Like he said, where we were already at, his information just propelled us. But that was because after years of studying and learning and trial and error and going through the fire and getting burnt, well, shit, this didn't work. Let me look at it again, and then some more information came. But there's no template for it. You got to really commit to yourself and say, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to putting this information to where I understand it. Not understand it, but overstand it and understand it. If not, you just might as well stop now.
I appreciate that. That's powerful right there. Powerful.
What's up, Don? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, King?
All right, so my name is Corey, and I'm here today because of Don's information and everything. And I'm just following up what you guys are talking about. It's a lot of that. We've all been misinformed, right? Don has a system, or he has an insight that is basically an ideal that we all agree to. That's why we're all here. So we're all like minds. And like you just said, we all have an idea that we want, these changes to happen immediately. But I understand we need time to plan and get the process together, get the information we need in order to make it a reality. And so that's what I've been doing, coming across ideas like yours and understanding the laws of where we're at and what we have, and we've just been misinformed, and we now are being relearning exactly what we need to do in order to get what we want, which is freedom to a degree. You know,
That's it.
And I believe, just following you, I've only been in the OnlyFans for about 4 months, and I know I got about a 2-year, 3-year journey, but I'm taking the steps. Again, being here is one of them, and meeting you is another, and just like minds, meeting people here, and trying to, again, establish a network and everybody utilize our own services, because we're all in different genres of business or whatever, and we can all get together and make it more powerful and help Don out as well. You know what I'm saying? Just by, again, like he just said, spread his name, shout him out on whatever platform you're on, just to bring more awareness. And then Don has to make a platform. He's already got one to share amongst people without even, just getting in touch with you directly. It's all on your drives, like you said, and you have to do the work. You can't get results without doing work. And we know that by going to the 9 to 5. So if you can do that for yourself, hey man, you're gonna succeed the same way.
But I want y'all to know I continue to do this because I see y'all's evolution. I see y'all progression. Like I know when I'm doing my job because I see the progression in my students. I ain't never seen nobody do as much work as you be doing though. I would quit. I do. She does more work than me.
You be working.
That's crazy. Hey, I want y'all to know these people don't pay me, okay? But it's her name is Ann Von Reitz. That's who the head of it is, I think. All right, so mystatusselect.com. That's the private side, private paperwork. That's where you get your private paperwork started. I chose the $115 package. All right, and that paperwork, since I sent it off to the right people, the correct people, like I've been seeing amazing results, especially with the IRS. Yes, I'm talking about they sending me payment coupons. I'm like, what is this for?
Go buy some.
like I don't even know what it's for yet, but we gonna figure it out. But they definitely said I didn't owe them nothing. they came back with a clean tax bill. So, mystatusselect.com. I definitely need her to hear that one right here. What's your name? What do you want me to call you?
Des.
Huh?
Des.
Guess?
Des. D-E-Z.
D-E-S, Des? All right, so mystatusselect.com. Write that down.
I did already.
Okay.
I have like 5 pages of notes here already. So my question has to do with, I work in the credit space, so I do credit repair and business funding. I also do corporate structures for people who don't have businesses yet, so that way they can get funding. But
You do shell corps? You do all the shelf corps?
Age corps?
Age shell corps?
Yeah.
Age shelf, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to play at a different level now. I'm no longer trying to play at this level.
Big boy stuff.
You do business trade lines? You do trade lines?
Yes, but not the ones that backdate years and years. Those I haven't had much success with. I've lost like 30K just trying. I'm not doing that anymore. I do the ones that work, and it starts from the day that we start.
Hey, I've already, like, by your questions in mind, I would work with you all day, yes.
So I'm trying to elevate to the next level, and that next level for me is building a fund. Now, in order to build a fund, you typically are getting investors, and you have to file forms with the SEC and do all this kind of stuff. Is there an unincorporated way to do it where I wouldn't have to?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. That's a good question.
When you find out, let me know.
But like, I mean, unless you know private investors, you know?
I do, but so all investors, they could be accredited or non-accredited. For certain types of funds, you have to get accredited investors. But I want to learn how to do it where, let's say, I wouldn't have to pay an entity that doesn't do anything for me or the people that are investing in the businesses that we're growing and creating ourselves. So that's my question. Whenever you find out, let me
I'm
know.
looking into making a movie, so I'm looking for private investors. Like, that's who's going to be. And then if you want to be a part of the movie, you have to invest as well, or at least have some good credit. But I have unaccredited private lenders that will, you know, like you said, they might ask for like 2 years, but you just explain your situation, and they'll still give you the money. So make sure I get your email address. I'll make sure you get that information.
Will do. Thank you so much, Doc.
You're welcome. Any more questions? We're going to call this early tonight. We'll meet and greet. What you mean? They took something? I mean, we could try to fight for it, you know. I'm not gonna say no. I mean, cause I would tell you the same thing in a consultation. Yeah, when it comes to the IRS, yeah, there's no guarantees, cause you never even know who that is, really. Huh? It's the state of Minnesota. Yeah, we should be able to get that back then. I don't do too many letters though. The alphabet boys.
I have a question about the Treasury direct account.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is, I was reading in your book, and it mentioned you're about to move from the public into the private. And if you wanted to move and see if you could access some funds out of that Treasury direct account, we shouldn't do this at home, or you shouldn't do this at loan. You should come and get direction on exactly how to do it. You know, there might have been a gray area that you don't want to mess up, and you want to make sure that you're guided properly when you're dealing with that Treasury direct account.
See, I want you to know, the Treasury direct account, all it is using your Social Security trust account to invest in things like Treasury bills and Treasury notes. That's what a lot of people not understanding. It's a fund that they're using to invest. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. I hope that makes sense for everybody.
Elaborate, please.
So if you look up what's the Social Security Trust Fund? It comes from your payroll taxes, FICA, all of that. They use that to invest in Treasury notes and bonds. That's real money.
Why do we get accounts for TDA?
You signed up for that program. You got to understand, listen, so you understand Social Security is a trust, correct? Who created it?
Not you.
Who's the grantor? I'll wait. No. Show me the original documents then. I just want you to know, no, listen, they'll never create something for the benefit of you. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all to switch to you have the private banking. That's public banking. Secondly, the United States is under bankruptcy, correct?
Yes.
All right. Isn't there something called bankruptcy court, bankruptcy law?
Bankruptcy laws.
So I would never even use a consumer law. You're under
Bars.
bankruptcy. This is why y'all never see remedy. Y'all have to know bankruptcy law. Y'all have to know accounting law. Go ahead, Ad. I see you want to talk.
Yeah, I was about to say, you, the person, are those Treasury bonds. That's because whenever you're born, your life is worth money. You don't come into this world worth nothing. Your life is worth something. That's a spirit inside of that vessel. So that's deep. It's worth something. So when they make you sign that birth certificate, that's the Treasury bond right there. That money that you own at birth, your birthright, they take that from you and use it. That's why you can use the trust, but you can't alter it.
Right. So let me try. How it was given to me. The birth certificate was created for the sole prop. That's a savings account. You understand? There's no money in America, just fiat currency or credit. So the trust account is moneyless anyways. You're writing a bad check anyways. A lot of people don't even understand that you're writing a bad check. But if they can calculate value on your essence, that means you can create the value for yourself if you created the trust yourself. I hope that makes sense for everybody.
How do you access it?
You got a utility bill?
Yes, sir.
You accessed it then. You wrote a check that you wasn't supposed to cash. You got to understand that you're under bankruptcy, so it's all illegal.
You got to know the laws before you can abide by them or
But
not
just
abide
like we talked about, public banks are investing money on your behalf. When you have a Social Security account, they're investing in these things. All right? In order to, so he wants to know how you access it. All right? When you go to the car lot, how do they access it? Since you create a business, right? Can you create a car lot on paper? So that means you can access it if you create a car lot. You have a church. You can create a baptismal certificate and do exactly what they did with the birth certificate. This is exactly what I'm telling y'all, man. Now, that's when you need a book of consultation. But I'm telling you right now, though, whatever they do, these are credit agencies, Equifax. Where does Equifax get their information? From companies, right? Can you create companies that report to Equifax? How many businesses does Donald Trump have?
1,700.
You think any of them report to Equifax? I mean, this is how you access it. You create a business. You do what they do. You can't create a tribal government. You can create a regular government. There's a government in Nevada. Look it up. They in war with East Germany. Or something like that. I just looked it up. Like, the currency is cookies or something. You do what they do. You know? Then you learn the different levels, you know? When you want to start learning bonds, you get around Series 6 brokers, Series 7 brokers. You get around those. But you got to understand, in court, you can create a tribal court. You have a right to be faced and go with your peers. So you can create a tribal court. There's tribal securities. I got a book called Tribal Security, by the way. So I hope that makes sense, man. The government doesn't even make you electricity, so put it like that. They distribute it. Mm. You can create your own power company. Bypass the distributor. Makes sense? Does this make sense for everybody? I want to make sure, man. Huh?
Right.
So this is why I tell you be a private banker. Everybody thinks they're going into the public bank, which if you Google, is public banks owned by the government? It's going to say yes. Tell us what the private sector means, Cam.
The part of the economy that is not controlled by the government. That's the private sector. Public sector, part of the economy that is controlled by the government.
Simple.
So if you unincorporated, you're private.
That means no EIN number.
Once you apply for the EIN, you made it public now.
No bueno.
Unless you get a private EIN.
It's just that simple.
And if you do want to operate in the public, 1933 states that all debts, past, present, and future, have been paid for. So what do? You give it to the United States. It's charged off.
And when you charge off is considered income for that company.
Interest, equity. And even though there's no money and they're in debt, the crazy thing is that they never missed a payment. I don't think they got it.
It depends. I do have like a regular EIN that I use in the public for my nonprofits. But it just depends if you open up a trust. Your first trust should never have an EIN. It should always be irrevocable with no EIN. And then you have that trust, you have a meeting or, a meeting with the people, say, hey, we're going to open up a public trust. Because you can only own what you create. You only control what you create. That's how it goes. Yeah. You only control what you create. Strike that from the record. Figure out how they getting loans. Get you can issue yourself a loan. And regardless, it's paper, man. If you got relationships on paper, and you take that anywhere, you can create 100 DBAs and say they all owe you, and take that debt. That's when debt is money. Now now this is one method. This is like literally like she does funding. Y'all see she does funding. So this is one method. Now, if you got some good underwriters, this is not going to work. So you can have, like all four of us, it would work like all four of us. But you can create businesses on yourself. You can create many businesses you want. How many Donald Trump got?
1,700.
So just imagine if he was just moving money between all those businesses. Like he had contracts with each other.
And then each business
Create a
is
cash
owned by
flow.
the next.
Listen,
So who owns what?
I could take, because money's different in a personal account than it is a business account. Say I take $5,000, put it in his account, and we all got agreements with each other. The same $5,000. We move it in and out of each other's accounts 5 times. It's gonna look like $25,000 cash flow off the same $5,000. We do it 10 times, that's $50,000. We can go get a $50,000 loan if we did that for 3 months, 6 months. Consistently.
We're working together, man. If everybody don't want
It's
to
gonna look like a cash flow. That makes sense to everybody? They look at how much the cash flow was. Correct? All right. So just make sure you got some contracts with it so it looks legit. Because sometimes them underwriters don't play. I've been caught up a couple times. I'm talking about you can look like a millionaire easy. Man, off 10,000, just don't use it. Only use it to move money.
I think a light bulb went off. So, I'm a private chef, and it's funny because I'm helping a friend of mine. He owns a nightclub, and I'm helping him in his kitchen because he's always renting it out to these different people who don't pay him rent or they don't stay, and the food's always different. So, I'm thinking about starting some type of consulting, right? For, I guess, kitchens, ghost kitchens. But from what you're saying, and Donald Trump having 1,700 businesses, couldn't you create different businesses for every aspect of what you do?
You should, yeah.
Yes.
That's a smart thing to do. Because say you heard something in the public, because you got them in the public. Say all your businesses are public, and you have one section bring harm to the public, then they can't shut down your other operations.
So I prep food. So I'm gonna start a food prep business, and then sell the food as a food distribution business.
If I was you, I would have one for my meal prep, my restaurant, my DoorDash company that we serve food on.
Okay, let's go.
Individual
Ghost Kitchen Consultant.
Yeah,
I want you to know too, since you do food prep, HelloAlice.com always has grants for people like with DoorDash and stuff.
Okay, I definitely know the name. I didn't know that though.
Yeah, HelloAlice.com.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody got HelloAlice.com.
Definitely familiar.
They do grants. You don't even need a EIN.
Yeah.
Same way with HelloSkip.com. You can get a free trial on HelloSkip. They cost money though. But HelloAlice.com is free. I've had a couple of people get some money. I've even had some rappers get some grants on there.
Yeah. Like you ever seen, y'all ever DoorDashed and seen Burger Den or Just Wings? That's Applebee's and Chili's.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's a
I'm
DBA that they
familiar with the
use
Ghost
just
Kitchen
to
game, for sure.
do DoorDash.
And they get grants too.
And they get
Sure.
yeah.
Wow. All right, thank you.
I'm wondering, how does the paperwork work when you are in court and you want to put paperwork in and not have to answer the judge? I've been to jail, by the way. I've been to jail for 30 days because I asked the judge.
That's unfortunate.
I could have been one of those YouTube guys that they show, going to jail because you questioning the judge the wrong way. But how do you go in? Because as a black man, sometimes you just might wind up.
Offense to anybody. I feel
You're
like
not black.
I feel like being born a black man in America is like going to jail.
Hey, it's what it is. But look,
You're from somewhere. You ain't black. You're from somewhere.
My passport worked.
I've come to the understanding that what they're really doing. Now I don't even want to talk about it.
But no, yeah, I hear you. It just depends, It was a municipal court. It was a lower level court.
It was a lower level.
I want you to know that's not a court of record. So you want to get it to a court of record ASAP. Okay. I've been arguing with some
Is there a way to put in some paperwork? Let your paperwork speak for you.
Yeah, that's what I do. You want your name to be a business for sure. You know what I mean? What would you do, equity? I put in my LLC paperwork, let them know my name's a business. Then I go after the bonds automatically. I'm going after the public official bonds, and I'm going after my GSA bonds as well.
I'm filing with the clerk, labeling it as an exhibit because they might try to charge
everything.
you a fee.
So yes, listen. Every paperwork has to be labeled as an exhibit. So even if they're gonna say they don't understand your paperwork, but if it's labeled an exhibit, they don't put it on the record. That's tampering with evidence. And then you expose the fraud. Simple as that. You have the right to face your accuser, man. If there's no victim on the case, it's not a real crime. It's all crimes are commercial.
Is there such a thing as an affidavit of corporate non-existence? And
if you made one,
okay,
You can only control what you create.
you can create an affidavit for anything. That's the only how the live man can speak. The corporation speaks through billing statements.
Corporations can't get anything notified. The notary is the officer of the court, so make sure y'all get y'all stuff notarized.
Every court has a clerk, right?
Yes.
What do clerks do? They handle money. That's their CPA. So this is how they move private bonds and private securities. They don't get their stuff registered through the SEC. They get it okay through you.
That's the biggest fraud here. Yeah.
it is. Thank you.
You're welcome. Look up the letter of rogatory, notice a mistake. What was that? I mean, the clerk, every court has a clerk, right? Look up BANC. This is the word y'all want to look up. The definition of a bank. BANC. This is the seat that a judge sits on.
You know what the bank does? Controls the currency.
Riverbank.
What do the wolves do? The wolves stabilize the banks.
Ask him where his lodge is.
So when you just said the municipal court, right, is a private bank, couldn't you threaten them, or not threaten them, could you send notice that you're going to do a Form 13909 and a Form 211 from the IRS?
I don't even know what that is.
13909 is the nonprofit organization, right? Because
you
said
could.
private.
I would give them a Form 990, you know. That's a nonprofit.
Because
I give them my name as a business. I hit them with the W-9 requesting the EIN information because this is a private organization. If it's not, if y'all don't have no EIN, then it must be a nonprofit organization. I need to know who pays you. Where is this a court of record? Can you put on the record your delegation of authority order? Because I want to see why your authority is greater than my higher powers.
That's that document you put on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
For $9.99. But
good luck. That's
what's up. But yeah, you said Form 990. 13909 is also it's a way to kind of whistleblow on the courts.
Like an information referral?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to go, but you don't information refer or whistleblow to their boss. You need to keep going up. Because you at war. It's them versus you.
Right.
So I want you to know when you choose a defense attorney, that made you a defendant. You don't want to be a defendant. You always want to be the plaintiff if you're going to play that game.
Right.
In the same way with being pro se, don't be pro se. Always update the record and be sui juris. SUI space JURIS. Yes.
It's mean independent one.
Because you got to understand that's the prosecutor.
Right. Pro se, I read that it's still under there. Like pro se is something they created, and then
the whole game is something they created.
Right.
It's Masonic. First thing I would do if you have to speak to them is just to have remove all planes and all boxes from this courtroom. This will be a level playing field because the judge is way up there. That makes you subconsciously already submit to him.
Right. And that's why you said you don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand nothing. I overstand. Yeah. Something you learn from the land of D's.
Bad. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you good. What was that? You had some wins?
In progress. When y'all go to these courts, make sure that you're in your proper standing, okay? Sometimes they do what they're supposed to do, sometimes they don't. But if you're not in the right position, you could, go down a path that you might not like too much, and you're gonna have to figure it out.
And don't be scared to talk to them. You can request in-camera view hearings. You can talk to them in a private. Just know that. Don't be scared to talk to them. They work for you. And if you have to pay them money, make sure you do it with a check or a money order so you can trace it. It all goes back to Puerto Rico, to a 508c1a Judge Association. You put that on a record, you're going to get it dismissed. All right, like if you have to pay them anything, check or a money order so you can trace it. Because it goes back to the Judges Association. It's a 508c1a ministry. Y'all got to understand, anyways, you need to find it a privilege if they want to see you in court anyways. Because if your soul ain't worth nothing, they ain't even going to have you come to court. They can't make no money off you. That makes sense? I mean, if you can't make, it costs to have a court, don't it? So if your trust ain't worth nothing, they ain't gonna have court on you. They just gonna put you on the ground and beat your ass. You're free to go, sir. Straight up. It's just like having a cell phone. We all know our cell phones being tracked and traced, right? So, I'm not going to knock any place, but if certain places in America were so valuable, they would give them cell phones too and track and trace them and see what they do. Your every movement makes them money, even your attention. So figure out who you are. The government will give you a cell phone.
They give you food too.
Free.
Yeah, and
free.
food. I got hard drives. I'm good. Y'all got any more questions? We can break, meet each other, do a meet and greet.
I got one. My last one, Don. My last one, guys. I'm a little confused now that I've been following you, Don. Which paperwork, when it comes to recording paperwork at the county, which paperwork should be recorded and shouldn't be recorded?
I would do everything with the status select. I would just take that way. My status select. But when I have remedy was, I don't know if y'all know what my non-taxpayer affidavit was. That's what I used for the longest. Until I started learning about the land jurisdiction.
That letter by itself, so it's all about the energy behind it, knowing how powerful that is, and just knowing the power that you have.
Yeah, some people don't even know what it's in it though. So you got to know what's in it though. It's definitely a private trust inside there, and people don't know that.
What did I say? No, for real. What did I? Okay. I think
Yeah.
So you were talking about the non-taxpayer affidavit.
Right.
All of your documents are powerful. Sometimes I send letters out just with the executive letter. Sometimes, there's a lot of people about to get a bunch of notices. You saw that. But you got to know how to enforce it and what's in it. So I pick and choose which documents that I want to send to enforce what I'm saying. And it's basically saying, I'm not playing with you, period. So the non-taxpayer affidavit is really, really powerful. But I haven't used that to enforce anything. I use executive letter and got results.
I put it on the county because when I realized it was a private trust. Mm-hmm. And it's telling you I'm not partaking in the bankruptcy. I'm claiming all my securities.
My next question is, where do I get my birth certificate federally authenticated so I can get the CUSIP? Where do I send that?
You get it what?
My birth certificate authenticated?
You can talk
certified?
I don't authenticate my birth certificate at all. You can only control what you create. Because your birth certificate is a certified copy, correct? So if I wanted somebody's autograph authenticated, can I get a copy authenticated?
No.
Okay. I create, but I was always told though, if you're overseas, it's good to have an authenticated birth certificate.
Yeah, I was able to get
Just
it
for
apostille.
overseas.
I had to tell them I was going to another country to get my birth certificate apostille, but you can't use that here if it's
Yeah,
apostille.
I don't identify with the birth certificate in America.
Okay.
But that's the first thing I would pull out if I was in Japan.
But the first thing you would really have to do is go get the original, or get a copy, or get an original copy, not a copy.
In my state where I was born in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, they call it the vault copy. That's where my mother's signature is on there,
Right.
the
Yeah,
doctor's signature,
yeah.
but
You
it
gotta get
doesn't
that.
have my footprints on it. Where would that copy
I'm
be?
not even sure. The Queen, because I don't got mine either. Hey, I don't have mine either. I don't have that.
But you need the ones with the signature on it. I'm not sure.
I have that one.
Personally, I'm not sure
Certificate of
how
live birth.
important the footsteps are, but
Texas won't take it if it don't got no footprints.
Oh, really?
For real?
You're not getting no
Oh,
license
wow.
out there.
Wow.
Because that's your
powerful, bro.
first transmitting utility that they brought to probate court.
Right. That's where I got how they made you a sole prop. They probably just sew your foot on there.
Yeah, I don't know where to get that copy.
No, I'm not sure how to get that.
Okay.
You might holler at St. Patrick. I just learned about it from Patrick Devine. I ain't gonna lie. You hear me? I was listening to the video when I had it on the live. I was like, I'm about to post this. And post it for somebody else to do. You're welcome. Y'all good? Y'all good? Everybody good? Any more questions? I mean, unless you're going to Anna, because it's the same stuff, ain't it? It's just worded different. Yes, you got it. Just covers everything. You just need to know a little bit of it, though. I don't know all of it now. I know enough. I'm glad you read it, though.
First page of it.
more than most.
At least you did that.
The main thing I need y'all to know is here's how I do things. The social is the slave, and the EIN is the master. So even if your social is attached to the EIN starting off, man, start somewhere with the business. You know, you can start learning how to distinguish from it later on, especially with the Transparency Act. They'll start finding your ass. You'll figure it out. I'll write that off as a business expense. They start finding you. We good? We good? What was that? What verse of the Bible I read? Version?
Not KJV. Not KJV. Start doing more research. Go look up who King James is. Go look up the other books that he wrote before that.
But I did start off with the King James though.
We all did. That's the one that's pushed upon us.
Yeah, but I learned the way I came up is crazy. Okay, I was raised a Christian. I didn't come back around to the Bible until Noble Drew Ali told me to know the Bible and the Constitution. But yes, the Catholic Bible. I did the Book of Wisdom. It's one of my favorite books. Same way with Proverbs and Psalms. I just look at that stuff differently now. I look at it as history. The Bible is a fact in the courtroom, so it is law. You know, and if you're even in jail, you can get your status changed through the chaplain. He can marry you, that's a status change. Or you can get born again and get up out of there. Straight up, you can. You start implementing the Ten Commandments. Ten Commandments is law. That's why they don't go to jail. The people who implement Ten Commandments is law. If you know what the Torah is, that's their law. Bet Din, that's their law. The Sharia Council, that's the Muslims' law. Y'all got to know these things, but if you're identifying with birth certificates and IDs, they're not going to recognize you. I hope that makes sense. The meeting of the minds, I call y'all like 3 or 4 in the morning. For real. I got people with all types of different countries and everything, so I'll be on a whole different time schedule. Hey man, you want to go? You want to let them know how to reach you and stuff and what you do? Yeah, let everybody know who you are.
My name is Corey Wilson, and right now I have a business consulting agency where I consult businesses in general, just how to build up a great foundation and so you can be successful in business. But I cater to restaurants and laundromats because those are two businesses that I own. So I know the pain points of what it is to actually get those businesses up off the ground and running. So that's kind of where I am with that. But I do also have a background in business and, like I said, real estate. So that's where I'm at. And my IG, my IG is Corey an Investor on IG, and I'm on LinkedIn, Corey Wilson. You can check me out. I'm from New Jersey as well. Corey _AN Investor. Jersey.
Got another business establisher over there in the blue. In the blue, she established businesses and insurance.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You want it right now, or so you can? My number is 470-940-7213. On Instagram, I'm 1MTMTB. MPMTB. Again, 1MPMTB. That's it. So the number is 470-940-7213.
Slow it down.
Y'all just listening slow.
Hey, we light skinned. Light skinned shit.
I got you.
Slow it up.
The
Talk
phone
slow.
number, my phone number, 470-940-7213.
That was even fast for Don Kilam.
That was pretty fast.
Again. And you can catch me on Instagram, 1MPMTB.
Say that again?
MPM.
Yes. My Instagram is Cameron, KAMRON.Young. And you can just hit me up through there. I'm going to get back to you. If you want your phone number, you got to hit me through the messages so I can give it to you. I'm not going to put it out.
I know that's right. Hit me on Telegram. Don Kilam, DON_KILAM. Reach me on the OnlyFans, though. OnlyFans.com/Don Kilam, man.
Instagram, Twitter, JSHMOOV1. JSHMOOV1.
Hey, we got somebody too that wants to Cam wants to bring to the introduce to the crowd.
Go ahead.
What she do?
She established businesses. She's an insurance agent. She'll tell you.
Insurance. You do whole life insurance? That's private infinite banking right there.
Hi, I'm Yenita Almodovar. I'm Next Level Wealth Advisor. I have my little apprentice here, Cam. I do insurance. I'm a licensed agent, life, index annuities. I do health, ACA, private, everything, Medicare.
She does a lot of things.
I do business building, build any business from the ground, small business, corporation, S corp, whatever it is you desire. I'm a life coach. I help people that can go from being homeless to have a home and to get situated within 45 days. So I do a lot. And
she's got a great network, so definitely tap in.
Let's go. That's an impressive resume.
I'm so sorry. Next Level Wealth Advisor.
He was on the podcast. Yeah. Who's seen the Dream Keepers podcast with Cam? Y'all seen Cam in the podcast?
Y'all watch the podcast? Yes, sir.
My IG is Next Level Wealth Advisor.
Oh, wow.
Man, we major out here, man.
That's what you was talking about when y'all first met and how he impressed you with the knowledge he had.
Yeah, he impressed me, man.
Cameron, KAMRON.Young.
He was just young.
YOUNG.
It was his age. I'm like, how is he two like this? What are you eating? And he does rugby too, don't you?
Yeah, I used to play rugby.
Yeah, he
too.
out there on the. He ain't no punk. Brother, I needed him earlier with me.
Facts.
Where was you earlier when the
Tanner?
fat girl jumped me, man? So pimping ain't easy, man. I'm good though. Are we good? Everybody good? I want everybody to make sure y'all meet before we get up out of here, man. If y'all need hard drives, I got hard drives. That's it, man. That's it. We're gonna call it a wrap. Peace. I appreciate y'all coming out, man.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kilam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 Million Worth of Game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.